Hi, friends. Welcome into the firm of Harris and Marang. Patrick Harris with you. Yours truly. That's Danny Marang to my left. Casey Smith holding down the beats on the ones and twos back there. Happy little Thursday here. We're ready to rumble. Almost to the weekend. We're almost there, guys. We're almost there. It's a dangerous thing sitting in this seat after those gentlemen get done with their show and I pull up the old text line. And with no context about anything, it just says midget porn with Patrick. And it's just like, okay, all right, here we go, man. Here we go.
Big gulps, huh? Well, see you later.
Yep. It's probably a good thing there's not really shows after prime time as well because, boy, I can't imagine what the text line looks like some days in those club hours. Entering into a land of unknown possibilities. But we're here, we make it work, and we laugh about it.
Do we make it work?
At least we try our darndest.
We try.
Oh, you did sweeten up that cut.
I did.
You got a freshie over there.
Got my wig busted up.
I freshied this morning, too.
There you go. Look at
us, Casey.
Freshly shorn.
No, not Casey. He's got that.
No, I still got the mop top.
There you go.
And he's got the 6 whiskers above his lip.
Oh.
Can you grow a mustache?
Yeah, I shaved the other day.
Dude, you should, man. Can you get one like mine?
Not quite as thick, but it gets more of a thin.
See, I
More of a thin.
I think the thin mustache on you, Casey, might work really well.
Look, we bullied Dusty into it. We should bully Casey into it.
But then Dusty went beard.
I know, but he was against all of it. Now you won't catch him without it.
I can grow like mustache goatee look, but
There you go.
at a certain length, it gets real gross.
Yeah, I've still got the post-workout like heat. I had the hat on. I walked in here and I was like, oh, it's still warm in here. That's why the hat had to come off. Mm-hmm. I worked out an hour ago and I'm still kind of like.
Well, in about 10 minutes, it'll be an ice box in here, per usual. Per usual.
What's weird is it feels warm in here. It says 69. Nice.
I'm gonna go back to this pencil mustache there for lowercase. Your lady, I think she would approve. She has some nice fashion sense to her, at least what I see on the gram.
To an extent.
Does she try hard, or
Yeah.
does she just roll out of bed looking good?
Oh, she very much both ways. And she tries hard and she rolls out of bed looking good.
Nice save.
Me, on the other hand,
You take a little bit of cleaning up.
I'd take a little bit of cleaning up.
My wife gets so mad at me because she will get out of bed at like 6 a.m. and be late out the door at 7:45. And some days I'll get up at 7:15 and beat her out the door.
Yeah.
And she's just like, what is wrong with you? And it's like, babe, I got downstairs to clean, the armpits to clean. I ain't got to shave today. Throw some lotion on, brush my teeth. I'm out.
2 days in a row now, I've walked out of the shower without rinsing the soap out of my pits, and I've just kind of dealt with it.
Just wipe it down.
Yeah, just, all right, towel it down and
You ever throw
go on with my day.
You ever throw the deodorant on and not realize you forgot to get the soap off?
Yeah.
And now you have soap on the deodorant?
Yeah, and you're like,
That's an age-old crime. You could be 13 years old or 83 years old.
you're like, oh, God.
Yeah, that's the world I've been rocking the past 2 days.
No, it's a fun one.
I try really hard to keep with my routine. That way I don't forget it. But still happens.
If I don't get me wrong, I will still occasionally take a long shower, but I've got the military shower baked into me. Start at the top, work your way down, then work your way back up, get out.
Where do you have room for crying in the shower? Because
Yeah.
that takes me at least 10 minutes.
Yeah, no, I save that for the drive-in.
Well,
All by myself.
you can do it in both spots. Like,
Nah.
the car is a safe space.
Yeah, see?
Although it is strange if you ever drive by somebody in the car and
Just
you look
breaking
over.
down.
And you look over. I've seen some people breaking down. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a tough one.
Now, my favorite one is to look over and see somebody like really jamming. Just singing.
I think they'd probably see me doing that.
Oh, yeah, this happens to me all the time.
I rock out.
Yeah, that's definitely me.
Oh,
I
no,
rock
are you kidding me? I'm putting on a concert in my
Yeah,
car.
drumming on the steering wheel,
Dun,
doing the
dun,
whole
dun,
nine.
dun, dun, dun. Are you kidding me? A little in the air tonight? Oh, yeah, I'm fired up.
I just saw a really cool thing that came across on like a targeted ad somewhere. I don't know if it was the gram or where it was, but it clips in like an air freshener into your vent, and it's like a little symbol that you hit with your hand. So you use your steering wheel as the drum, but when you need to hit the cymbal, it's right there. And
I have seen that. It looks fantastic.
I think I want one, but then I'm afraid that I want
Yeah.
two, and then before you know it, it's like Neil Peart in my car.
Yeah, see,
and there's 36 cymbals everywhere.
I played drums for 20 plus years. It would be a problem for me.
You'd probably get in a crash on day 2, and then it wouldn't be a problem anymore.
Yeah, no, well, they'd really call it a crash symbol then.
It's tough to drive if you're, it's tough to drive when you can't feel anything from your waist down due to a massive car crash you just put yourself in.
Yeah, no big
Although, any of those people dealing with that situation, they have learned to drive. They've made it work.
Yeah, no, I'm a disgusting car drummer.
Is it bad that I kind of want one of those balls that you hold on to on the steering wheel?
I was really waiting for a pause there.
I think it might have been okay. But you know what I mean? Like the old people have to help them turn their wheel. I just kind of want one of those.
I knew a guy who was paralyzed from the waist down, had his car, and he has a crank wheel. Like it's a full-on like captain's wheel from a ship.
See, that guy's doing it right. That guy's doing it right.
And I was like, why does that need to be there? Like, you're paralyzed from the waist down, not from the waist up.
I want to trick out my
car. You know what I mean? Like, what?
He's a captain of the seas, but he's in the car.
Yeah, but I started thinking about it. I'm like, well, you're in the wheelchair, so you got a little more room, and maybe you're a little bit further away. You're not like up on it. So I don't know. It's an interesting thing.
I don't know if your legs working or not working is dependent on whether or not you get a steering wheel like that. I think you can do that however you want.
I mean, he did it because I think it made it. I think they got like a smaller wheel because of the wheelchair, like put him up a little bit higher, so it was like a hand crank, like you'd get for like a valve. Like an oil valve kind of a deal?
Yeah.
Would you go like full on like donked out, OG Oldsmobile, like steering wheel that's massive? Or would you go the smaller one with a little crank?
I think I want a massive steering wheel.
Yeah.
I really want to trick out my car in stupid ways. Not like Pimp My Ride style, but like doing things like that. Having cymbals for a drum kit, and then also a steering wheel that look like a ship. That's a really good idea. I'm sure there's other options out there you can choose. Yes, there you go. Not really, but the mud flaps with the naked ladies. And then somebody always says to me, and they're like, well, that's going to really kill its resale value. Am I the only person in the world that drives cars till they're dead?
No.
I try to drive all my cars till they're dead.
Yeah, last one. I mean, I gave away my last one, but I think I put like 160,000 miles on it.
The vehicle I currently have will most likely become my oldest's when she drives in 3 years.
That's a good one. Yeah, you have the kids that the handoff.
But there's a little bit inside of me that is like, but I want to drive this thing into the ground to make sure when she gets a car, it's an absolute disaster.
Give it a little more character.
Which will just in turn cost me more money down the line to repair the said car that I drove into the ground because I didn't want my daughter to have nice things.
Well,
That's a level of pettiness that I might be into.
No. You are not supposed to have a nice car for your first car.
No.
I had a buddy in high school. Again, I graduated in 2002. He got a 2003 Subaru WRX his senior year.
That's pretty cool.
And I was like, absolutely not.
And that's when Fast and Furious was popping.
At the time, that's like a $35,000 car, which is
in
probably
03, which is like a $60,000 car.
Yeah, that's what
now.
I was going to say. Yeah.
And I was like, bro.
You could always tell when you rolled into the parking lot at my high school. Yeah, not a lot of kids had those. We'd go up to like Skyview to watch a basketball game, and you'd roll in, and everybody's got like Mercedes and Land Rovers, and we were like, oh, not us. Here's my Ford Taurus.
I got another buddy who's international now in the car circuit. Like he's done stuff with F1 and Indy and all the other stuff. He's massive in it. He had a Skyline in high school, but he paid for that himself. A Japanese import. It went through all the things. Had a right-hand drive Skyline. Like that thing was wild. Yeah, he actually turned in. All those people get like into like tuning in high school. Like I don't know about you guys if that was still really a thing.
Yeah,
as much but like for our age, I mean, goodness gracious,
there was still I believe a class where like an off-campus course. That
oh, really?
A lot of kids
that still exists.
Yeah.
Wow. Because I had auto shop in high school.
Yeah, I had a lot of homies.
Did you
that
have
took
auto
that
shop?
class.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
You see, we had auto shop at Beaverton. I think it went away like right after I graduated. But like we had a lot of dudes who got into tuning and stuff like that. He's the only one that I know that made anything of it.
We did see Fast and Furious on the last day of school.
It did
my
come
senior
out
year.
during our livelihoods.
I think it's the last day of my senior year. Might have been the last day of my junior year. I don't remember when the first Fast and the Furious came out. We went and saw that movie after school, and
everybody peeled out of the parking lot.
Everybody leaving the parking lot peeled out. In my cloth bench. Red seats of my 1991 Ford Taurus with the shocks blown out in the back.
You had a tortoise?
A Ford Taurus, yeah.
The old Tortoise.
I had a 91 Taurus, and then I upgraded to a 96 Taurus.
Ooh, the thing about
The 91 was better. The shocks in the back were completely shot.
So you just bounced.
So if you pumped the brakes, it was,
Looked like you had the hydraulics.
It's a hoopty?
Yeah, I love that. I had
Yeah. That's how we did it back then. Just getting after it.
I had a 92 S10 Blazer that put a ton of work into, and then I wrecked it going 100 miles an hour. Jumped it something like 30 feet in the air, landed, snapped the rear axle in half, flipped it, rolled it, and threw it into a tree. And I walked out without a scratch.
I've never done anything like that, for I am a safe driver. Believe it or not, I am a good driver. I think a lot of my friends like to give me grief and tell me that I'm not a good driver. I am a very good driver. Why? See, why? Why?
Do you drive like a grandma?
No.
Do I want to pit maneuver you?
I think I'm a little aggressive, too, when I drive.
I was telling you guys on the way here, I had a guy going 35 on the freeway on the way in, and I wanted to pit maneuver him. And I think if you're going 35 on the freeway, I should be allowed to pit maneuver you.
Going slow on the freeway is much more dangerous than going fast.
Yes. Like, dude was going 35 miles an hour on the freeway.
We have that problem on the I-5 bridge. When you cross it going southbound, everybody slows down.
Why?
Because the incline, they don't keep up with it.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. Are you dumb?
I guess so.
When there's a hill or an incline, apply pressure.
It's
not hard.
I always brake through turns as well.
Oh, that's not. No. You accelerate through turns.
That's not what everybody else is doing.
I know. That's the problem.
Also, when you come to a stop and you're facing each other and I need to take a left and they're going forward, well, I should go first, right? That's what everybody out there, they're like, oh, yeah, come on forward. And it's like, dude, or we could both go.
Yeah.
We could both go. You come forward and I'll swing around you on the backside.
I don't know if you've noticed it around here, the stop signs on the side streets. The number of times I've had to slam my brakes because people just drive right through them.
I go through them every day.
Why? Why? Stop at them.
You got pulled over doing that.
Sure did. Blew the hell out of that stop sign.
You monster.
Yeah, but it's because I sped through the turn.
No, you accelerate through the turn. Come on.
I did. I accelerated through the turn. And the cop was like, whoop, whoop.
I don't like government oversight, but I do want some overreach when it comes to licenses. I really do.
Well, I am somebody that firmly believes that every time you have to renew your license,
you should have to take
you have to take the test again.
Not the written, the driving test.
Oh, I think you should do both.
People are dumb. Also, when you're 65, I think you should lose your license.
You need more mass transportation if you're going to do that. My mom is over 65, and if she had to walk to the grocery store, so is her husband. Like, her husband's perfectly capable of driving.
You should.
If you have to walk to the grocery store.
Let me put it this way: if you're 65, the restrictions on it should be a lot greater.
Canadians, people from Seattle, Shade and Sharp, old people.
Yes,
that's the new list. I know I'm missing some, but they keep getting replaced with others.
No, it's funny. My parents and I have talked about it. Like, what do you think you want to do with us when we get older? You gonna let us move in with you? I'm like, if by move in you mean get put in a home.
You're forgetting the French.
Ah, yeah.
Yes, the French. I am forgetting the French.
Not the basketball players, just the people.
Oh, we know.
We know.
Yeah.
We're aware of that. Oakley Dokley, we got a great show for you today. It is a 10 Toes Down Thursday. We'll do that at 12:15. We'll have a little Blazer conversation in the Big Nooner and another one in the 11 o'clock hour. A little bit of baseball today, a little college football as well. But let's start in the NBA. And boy, was that game in San Antonio exciting if you're a Spur. 105.1 The Fan.
The Fan Golf.
10:19 here, Portland Sports Leader. Don't you forget it. We are live from the shadows of the historic Fremont Bridge. That's probably what everybody's blowing through the stop signs. They're just blown away by the majestic nature of the Fremont Bridge. 503-864-6326 is the fan text line. She'll let you interact with us throughout the entire day. There's also the YouTubes over there. 1051 The Fan is the channel. Come hang out, like, subscribe, kick it in the chat, but be nice to each other over there. NBA this hour, we will also get at 10:45 the fate of a football team that now has 4 quarterbacks in their quarterback room. And no, it is not the Cleveland Browns, for they have 5. I don't think so, but I think they might.
Why do they hurt me?
You did something in a previous life, Casey. You're too young to have bad juju right now.
I told you what was happening.
You did something wrong in a previous life, dude. That's what's hurting you.
Hey, your Yankees are up on the Rangers at least.
Go Yankees.
Number 2.
I guess you've got that. The NBA was NBAing last night in, dare I say, the most NBA of predictable NBAs in the history of predictable NBAs. As the San Antonio Spurs defeat the Timberwolves. Let me make sure I get this correct. 133-95.
Belt to ass.
That is, yes, 2 points away from a 40-point victory. I don't know if the score lies due to it being too large or too small, but this zombie was over the second it started.
Immediately.
And we can get into the Spurs because there is a lot to like about the Spurs' performance last night. But I think I said this on the show yesterday. The least surprising thing to happen in any game that could happen in this postseason is the Minnesota Timberwolves being blown out last night. Steal a game on the road, adios, pack it in, we're going back home for game 3.
I don't think they packed it in. I think you saw what the Spurs are capable of. That's what the Spurs are capable of. Look, them scoring $133, that's not the impressive part. It's holding the Timberwolves to 37 in the first half. That's what that Spurs defense can do. That's what Wemby does. Minnesota could do nothing. Absolutely nothing. And it was just sitting there going, well, this thing's over.
Well, again, I was mentioning yesterday after the comments made by Victor Wembanyama after Game 1 about talking about exerting his energy in the correct places. I think he kind of figured it out a little more balanced. He only had 2 blocks. Obviously was extremely disruptive in the paint still. Luke Cornett led the team with 3 blocks last night. But Wemby on the glass was an absolute monster. I still don't love him taking 7 threes. Again, this is nitpicking.
He's not an interior player, man. He's a face-up guy.
And I just kind of really want to see that evolve from his game. And I don't want to be critical on a guy that could end up being maybe the greatest player of all time. We'll see how time tells and attrition. I don't love the 7 from threes, but when you have Julian Champagnie, who cannot miss, it feels like in that stretch, to really put the game away, you can kind of do whatever you want. Steph Castle was really good last night, too.
Game 1 for the Timberwolves, I thought you got, Stanton's Ant not going for 40. Like, that's the nuclear code that they can push if he's healthy. And I wasn't surprised to see him still come off the bench. I was like, it's probably the right call. Just make sure he's good to go, because if he's not, if you push it, then you're done.
I kind of love him off the bench. Obviously not sustainable for the future, but right now, as he's kind of limping through the playoffs a little bit, figuratively after that hyperextension, I mean, it's a side, again, but it goes back to, what are you going to get from Mike Conley?
And that was the thing. Mike Conley in Game 1 was 12.6 assists. You're like, that's fine. Like, no.
That's good for him.
12 and 6 from Mike Conley, where he knocks down 4 of 6 from 3, I think, in the first game. When he's highly efficient from 3, I think he was 4 of 7 from the field, 4 of 6 from 3. 6 assists, no turnovers, getting your organization, and then Terrence Shannon gives you something. Terrence Shannon did not have it last night. Could not knock down threes. They took him out of there. Rudy Gobert was ineffective because they don't have the rim pressure really without Ant Edwards. McDaniels was good, but he's not taking threes. Randle was not there.
And it's a different performance, because if you look at Game 1 from Julius Randle, okay, his box score was not pretty.
He's 8 of 20, but he was grinding.
Exactly, and that wasn't there last night. And you want to talk about plus-minus, he's a minus 26 last night.
And that's the thing, is like, I like Julius. He's a good player. He's an awkward kind of player for this era, but, he will play really, and I don't think he didn't play hard last night. I just think the Wemby effect was that big last night.
It's like it took Wemby a game to figure him out.
Yeah. And like, Wemby is a supercomputer. Like, the stuff he's learned in 2+ years already is just like, we're already at that point. Like, he's getting, like, I saw some Blazers fans get kind of up in arms about his comments after the series. Did you guys catch that when he was like, I'm looking forward to facing a team that can have like more tactical adjustments? I didn't take that as a slight. I was like, that Thiago didn't make adjustments. It's that Thiago couldn't make adjustments.
Timberwolves are a better team.
They have more variety in how they can attack you.
They have Rudy Gobert, Julius Randle, and Naz Reid.
Yes, and then
it's not a Donovan Clingan
and then Rob Williams
and Rob Will.
Like that's, and neither of those guys are really gonna test you. Those 3 bigs are all very different. Naz Reid can stretch the floor. Julius Randle can face you up, put the ball on the floor. Rudy is a rim running monster who can beat, and all 3 of those guys can beat the crap out of you. Now don't be wrong, Rob and DC can beat you, but DC's not able to move yet to like this is where the Rudy stuff I'm always trying to tell people, like, go look at Rudy Gobert and look at how big he is.
There's levels to it.
And like, even though he's not the best mover on the face of the planet, he's legit 7'2".
Rudy separates good big men from bad big men.
Yes. He is the sorting hat. Like, he will sort, like, he is strong. And people look at him like, oh, he looks skinny. I'm like, no, that dude is jacked. But I thought Minnesota did not play a good game, but I thought you saw a Spurs team that was firing all cylinders and just throw the offense out. I thought defensively they were just nasty. They had 22 stocks last night. They were in passing lanes. They were disrupting shots, getting blocks, altering shots like crazy, flying all over the place. Minnesota, I don't think they packed it up. Well, they did kind of at halftime, but I think they came out hoping to get that game, and Minnesota or San Antonio just punched them in the mouth.
Third quarter from San Antonio was absolutely incredible.
They just said, pack it up.
They were already up big at halftime. To keep Minnesota under 40 points by halftime is an extremely impressive feat, and that's the mentality that they're the team that's learning as they're going. They're learning as they're going. They saw the blood was in the water, and they said, winning by 20 in this game is not going to be enough. I want to go back to Julius Randle real quick. It's really, and correct me if you disagree, he's such an interesting case because I feel like when he was in L.A. and when he was in New York, neither of those places really wanted him, nor did he really fit. It's too bad it took him this long because I feel like he fits on this Timberwolves team. Last night, nobody was really good for the Timberwolves, but I like him as a role player on this team, or as one of the go-to guys on the team. It feels like in New York, everybody hated him. Cool, enjoy Cat instead. And in L.A., they couldn't figure out what the hell they wanted to do with that squad. Yeah, they couldn't figure out with Lonzo and Brandon Ingram and Julius Randle. Like, they just couldn't figure out how they wanted to piece that thing together.
All those guys were good players, but none of it really fit together. It's like...
But of those three players, Julius Randle's had the best career.
Probably. Don't get me wrong. Lonzo's injury derailed him, and then
Ingram drives me crazy.
I'm not a BI guy. I never have been, never will be. Good player, but like not my Huckleberry. But Randle's a kind of a weird fit. He's a bit of a throwback. He's more of a face-up big that likes to bang. He likes to play from the elbows in. He can knock down threes. He has this thing where it's like every other year he's really good, and then the next year it's like he's still good, but like you get frustrated with him. Like, not a Hall of Famer, but Hall of very good. Like, multiple-time All-Star, he's a good player. Like, don't get me wrong, but Ant's the guy that stirs that drink. And with him being limited, that's going to be something that's going to be, for very obvious reasons, a very limiting factor. Like, that's just the reality. But that Spurs team, man, like, this is not me tooting my own horn. This is just kind of why I picked this team at the beginning of the season. I thought this was a leap that Wemby was going to take. And, like, I have never seen young guys like him and Cooper Flagg. Like, the only guys that I can think of in recent memory, take the skill side of it out. The only other player that I can remember having that supercomputer brain that just figures it out a game later is LeBron. Like, those two guys are so different in how they process and how quickly they learn and how quickly they change what they're doing and make that adaptation. The terrifying thing is Wemby does have not a once in a generation, a once in a lifetime set of physical skills at that size and the ability to move like that. And what that does to teams, like, he had the 12 blocks in the first game, and Minnesota played this. To be honest, I thought Minnesota played incredible in that first game. I thought you did about as good a job as you could do. But I didn't think there was a ton of levers they could pull beyond that other than Ant Edwards getting healthy. Because here's the thing. If Ant is 100% healthy, this is a different series. That is a guy, he can go for 50.
And we've also talked about the importance of playing at home, too. Mm-hmm. What do they have in the next two games?
Yep. And that's the thing. It's like, look, I still think Spurs find a way to win this thing in 5. Minnesota
splits 40, 30, and 52. Yep. Rudy Gobert, 3 of 9 from the free throw line. San Antonio, 50, 41, and 82 are your splits. That's pretty nice. And one little caveat, last thing I want to say.
One guy scored 20.
Yeah.
One guy scored 20.
There's a lot of spreading the ball around on that team. Just extremely efficient defense and a very nice flowing offense. Dylan Harper only had 11 points, and he might as well have had 40 with his impact.
How many minutes did he play? He played 20?
22 minutes.
He finished with 11, 7, and 5.
That kid is good.
Bro, that is an embarrassment to have him come off the bench and be that good. As a rookie in the playoffs, man, that dude is going to be a monster.
And in the third straight game that the San Antonio Spurs have played that I have noticed, and I keep watching because I really enjoy his game, but I'm a little iffy. This might be who Steph Castle is.
Oh, he's
gets into a scrum with Bones.
Mm-hmm. And let me tell you right now, Bones is a guy that is very talented, but he will get under guys' skin, and Steph's got to ride. Here's the thing. The Spurs need him.
That's what I'm saying.
Because Wemby's got a little bit of jerk to him, but he's not that.
He smiles too much.
Fox has got a little to him.
Smiles too much.
Harrison Barnes, one of the nicest guys in the league.
Also smiles too much.
Big body, Keldon Johnson, nice guy. Champagny, solid role player. You need a guy with a little bit of the oomph to them. He's got the S's. You know what I mean?
I think that's Steph Castle.
Look, man, that UConn team was what it was for a reason. Steph and Donovan, they got some nasty to them. And that's what Hurley brings into UConn. He goes after those kind of guys that have that juice to them.
Guys like him.
Yeah. I mean, look, I don't think there's a better comp for Steph than Drew Holiday. Like, I genuinely, like, that is his career path. Where can he score 30? Yeah, but that's not his role. His role is to be an unbelievable defender, a good rebounder, a good creator, but to just be tough and nasty and be a winner. Like, we talk about the most underrated players in the league in Drew and Derek White. He is in that mold of player. And if you want to win titles, you get one of those guys and you hold on him. Like Dylan Harper, Dylan's not a grinder like Steph Castle, but he's really good. And if your backcourt of the future is Dylan Harper, Steph Castle, like, De'Aaron Fox is a really good player.
Also, one's right, one's left.
Having that little diversification is nice. De'Aaron Fox is a good player. I don't think he's going to be the guy in the long term because I think Harper's going to pass him up pretty damn quick, and that is not a slight to De'Aaron Fox. I just think Harper's going to be that good.
And I don't mean to vacillate
There you go.
too much on Steph Castle because I've seen him. I like the chip. Then I thought he went a little too far. Then I kind of liked last night, so I got to figure out where I stand on Steph Castle. This might just be the playoff Steph Castle. And if this is a playoff Steph Castle, people are going to hate the Spurs real quickly.
Oh, yeah.
Because, you got the freak monster and the jerk. I definitely hate you.
You got to have your Bruce Bowens.
It's easy how people hated the Warriors. It's like, this guy that can rain threes all day and then the dude that kicks people. I hate this team. Mm-hmm. That could be the Spurs mold.
Steph was maybe the most lovable star of the last 30 years.
It's easy to like.
But it was offset entirely by Draymond.
Spurs win 133-95, tie the series 1-1, going back to Minnesota. When we come back, let's slide over to the East. A little bit of a better game from completely different standpoints. Are the Sixers better without Joel Embiid? There's Casey with sports.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan, some NBA playoff updates for you as the New York Knicks defeated the Philadelphia 76ers in a close 108-102 victory for the Knicks. Jalen Brunson led the way for New York as he finished with 26 points and 6 assists. Knicks lead 2-0 in the series as they will have a short trip to Philadelphia back for games 3 and 4. The San Antonio Spurs put the hammer down in game 2 of the series as they took down Minnesota 133-95. 7 Spurs finished the game in double figures as both teams will travel back to Minnesota with the series tied at 1 game apiece. We have 2 Game 2 matchups slated for tonight as the Pistons hope to extend their series lead against the Cavaliers coming up at 4 p.m. And in the Western Conference, the Lakers hope to even up the series versus the defending champs from Oklahoma City. Tip-off at 6:30 p.m. for that one as OKC comes into the contest as 15.5-point betting favorites. And finally, some NFL news for you per Ian Rappaport as quarterback Aaron Rodgers is expected to visit with the Pittsburgh Steelers this weekend and is likely to play for them this season. There is no agreement between the Steelers and Rodgers at this time. And for more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, I'm Lowercase from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt, missing work, insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at WarrenAllen.com.
The home of the firm of Harris.
Well, if the second round of the playoffs is going to go the way I fear, at least the Knicks and Sixers gave us something to look forward to last night. The New York Knicks defeat the 76ers 108-102, a vastly different game from game one. Obviously, there was no Joel Embiid. The Sixers kept chucking threes to see if it would work, and they had some issues with that. Look, the Knicks didn't play that well that last night either. And I know there's some reports, the Mark Stein stuff just came out, some Blazers stuff. We'll get to that at 11, I promise. But I want to get through these games first. The Knicks were not amazing last night. They were from the field, terrible from downtown.
Couldn't hit a three to save their life. The Sixers made this a game, and it was interesting, the dichotomy, and I don't live in the world that the Sixers are better without Joel Embiid. That's silly thought to me. But it's very interesting to see the difference between game one and game two and removing a player. What it did is it forced everybody on the Sixers to play a little more desperate. The stat when I look at the Sixers last night, who are a deeper bench team than the Knicks, the Knicks bench is atrocious. The stat that really glares at me when I look at the box score and what I noticed last night, Paul George, 43 minutes, Kelly Oubre, 40 minutes, VJ Edgecombe, 40 minutes, Tyrese Maxey, 47 minutes. It's a lot of time. It is.
It's a lot of time. There's not a lot of rotation there. I mean, Barlow, Bona, and Grimes. Barlow and Bona played 16 minutes each, and Grimes played 24. That made up for Andre Drummond, who was extremely ineffective last night. Makes sense. That's your Joel Embiid right there. It forced those Sixers starters to put a ton of minutes on the clock, and by the end, they just kind of ran out of gas, and they also were okay from three, but missed a lot of wide open shots.
I mean, they ended up shooting 38% on volume. That's definitely something you want to see. The biggest takeaway I had from that game is the turnovers. 18's a little loud, but it's the points off turnovers. They had 23. They gave up 23 points on turnovers. That's the game. You're going to let look. The name of the game is take care of the ball in the playoffs. Limited possessions.
Knicks only had 13 turnovers last night. That's pretty good.
That's a good number, but also that the Sixers couldn't turn them into points. I think they finished with 8 or 9 points off turnovers. And again, we talked about this in game one with the Timberwolves and Spurs. Live ball turnovers. Cleveland, Detroit. Live ball turnovers will kill you in the playoffs. You can have all the shooting woes and find a way to scrap if you take care of the ball, hit the offensive glass. You turn the ball over in the playoffs and it turns into quick points. Pack it up, man. Pack it up. You're not going to get it done because the playoffs are about playing in the half court. How good can you be? Can you execute? Can you impose your will on a team in the half court? Now, if you're a team that can force live ball turnovers and get out, and that was the thing is last night Philly had some loose turnovers. Tyrese Maxey, what did he finish with? He finished with 5 turnovers? 6. That's your killer right there. That's your killer. Maxey was good, a little inefficient, particularly from 3. But
VJ had 4. That's 10 between your guards.
Yeah, and
right there.
VJ's a rookie. Like he's. I mean, man.
Which is why I'm concerned 40 minutes from a rookie on VJ, and we love VJ.
I'm not worried about him. That dude, him or Maxey. Those guys can run. Those guys can go. You want to talk about athletes in the NBA? Those two guys can, they covered damn near more ground than anybody offensively this year. Those guys move. So I'm not necessarily worried about that. Do you want to be able to buy them more time? Sure. And that's where Embiid comes in. Not having Embiid, because you're losing a focal point of your offense. Maxey is the focal point now, but you can take Embiid or Maxey off the floor and give them a rest and run your offense through Joel Embiid for long stretches. You know what else you can do? You can play in the half court. Throw it down to Joel. Slow it down. Like, you really think Cat's going to sit there and bang with him? Now,
Nope.
Mitchell Robinson, big, strong dude, great defender. I will say this until I'm blue in the face. Joel Embiid is like 400 pounds. He is huge.
Again, points in the paint difference was 56-30.
And
Where's Joel Embiid usually?
Yeah. Playing in the paint in the mid-post.
Playing in the paint, that's about 26 points out of Joel Embiid.
And that's the thing is, like, not only that, his gravity, when he starts getting downhill and banging on guys, now those threes become open and a kick-out swing. Now Maxey or Edgecombe, who are these unbelievable attackers, are attacking a weak side that's loaded up on the other side for Joel Embiid. You get a defense that's scrambling. You make Cat play in open space. You make Mitchell Robinson chase out to the three-point line. And when you don't have that, you've got to – we talked about this all season with the Blazers. When Denny's getting downhill and guys aren't hitting threes, what happens? Well, they start packing the paint on you, and you don't have those opportunities. You can't attack.
Dare you to shoot.
Now, the Sixers did a good job of knocking down threes at a decent clip, 38%. You'll take that any single night. But if you're not able to get in the paint and manufacture those points, especially in the half court, and you're turning the ball over and it's turning into quick. I mean, God, I felt like in the first half, felt like the Knicks had like 12 to 15 points off turnovers, off like you just see a bad pass, and Maxey had a couple of those, just boop, went the other way. And you're making a Knicks team who's not a great running team in general. Like, when you think about Jalen Brunson, do you think about running? Do you think about OG Anunoby and Cat? Do you think about them running?
Nope.
No. You think about them playing pick-and-roll basketball, somebody working in on the backside, a drive and kick, the All-City guys out of, like, the DNVR PHNX group. They had a graph the other day of shot creation volume. Cat is creating the highest percentage of good looks in the NBA right now. Now, it's not a ton of volume, but because he's such a great floor spacer, look, I have my issues with Cat. Cat is the best three-point shooting big man of all time. Like, he's not the best shooting big man of all time.
According to him, too.
Well, Dirk's the best shooting big man of all time. Cat's the best three-point shooting big man of all time.
Better than Yoke?
Yes. I mean, volume, percentage, like Cat's an unbelievable three-point shooter. And what that does is, all of a sudden, you have to fly to him, and if he makes a pass, a defense is scrambling. So he creates these looks. All of this is to say is, they want to play in the mud a little bit. Because you've got great pick-and-roll guys. You've got great three-point shooters. You've got a big that can really space the floor, and it's all these different levers you can pull. When you don't have Embiid able to slow the game down and play in the mud, I mean, you're not throwing the ball down to Andre Drummond. Like, that's not a thing.
His time has passed.
Even 10 years ago, you're not really wanting to do that. Don't get me wrong, I love me some Big Penguin, but he ain't going to go down there and bang with anybody.
If you're a Sixers fan, I wouldn't be too discouraged right now. The Knicks finally came back down to earth in terms of shooting. Now, they shot last night, their splits, they shot 50% from the field, but 27% from downtown. And that's that. If you think that'll balance out a little better three-point shooting, a little less efficient regularly from the field, I think you feel okay, especially if you can get kind of some vintage Paul George in there and Embiid can come back healthy. Because the Knicks, their last two games against the Hawks and their first game against the Sixers, they couldn't miss anything. No. And so now you see a playoff performance where they come back to earth a little bit. Now, the Knicks offensively were still pretty solid last night. OG had 24. Cat had 20. Bridges had 18, which that'll make you feel good any day if Bridges has 18. And Jalen Brunson with 26, although Brunson's a little inflated due to free throws, in my opinion. That tells me that if Joel Embiid is on the court, they win that game. And I think that makes you feel better. Sure, you're down 2-0, but you're going to go home. Yeah, Series doesn't start until somebody wins on the road.
Yep.
And I think if Joel Embiid can play in Game 3, give me the Sixers. I like them making this a series. I like them making this a series more than I do any of the other ones.
Wow, you flipped back on Minnesota already.
I did. Yeah, I did.
You saw that buzzsaw?
If Ant's not fully healthy, where's the offense coming from? I saw Julius Randle have the exact same box score in 2 games and play 2 completely different games, and both were not good enough, even though one was a win.
Yeah. You saw Minnesota in that game 1 play collectively good team basketball. Terrence Shannon Jr. and Mike Conley really showed up. Jaden McDaniels was solid. I mean, they just go up and down the roster. Guys were just good everywhere. They tried to do the same thing in Game 2, and the Spurs defense said, meow.
We'll take a quick peek into the NFL as this AFC North team needs to have 4 quarterbacks for some reason. And then the 11 o'clock hour, the top of the 11 o'clock, and probably a little bit of the 11 o'clock hour, we'll have a conversation. Mark Stein's article came out about potential coaching candidates in Portland, including some tweets from Jake Fisher as well. But a little bit of NFL before we get to that next on 105.1 The Fan and The Fan Sports Network. Coming up in hour number deuce, Mark Stein's got his stuff out on coaching surf for the Portland Trail Blazers. Also some comments made by Jake Fisher, who's now, I guess, our official Blazer guy, I guess. I don't know. Never heard of him. Made up. Probably some AI bot somewhere. Nah, I jest. We'll get to that at the top of the 11 o'clock hour, probably spend a little bit in there. We do need to get to the Oregon State story about the fundraising at some point, and I do want to talk a little baseball. We might move stuff around. Kind of how we're doing stuff today. Hey, you can join us June 23rd as Toyota presents the Fan Golf Classic at Langdon Farms Golf Club. Foursomes are on sale now. Choose between the morning or afternoon rounds, but get your group signed up soon because they fill up fast. It's the most fun day in golf with activations and tastings all around the course. The infamous Angels Envy Bourbon Par 3 6th hole, where all of our hosts, Dirt, Sprague, Luke, Isaac, Sook, Danny, and myself will be posted up to heckle and admire your shots. We'll keep you fed with a post-round meal thanks to our friends at Matt's Barbecue. Head to 1051thefan.com. Click on the Fan Golf Classic logo for information and to sign up today. The Fan Golf Classic presented by Toyota. Also brought to you by Vulcan Design and Construction, Henderson and Daughter Windows and Doors, George McCoy at Warren Alley Attorneys at Law, Battery Exchange, Maestro Dobel Tequila, Your Neighborhood Restaurant Group, Philbrook Law, 1-800-DIVORCE, Roto-Rooter, Illegal Mezcal, and Window Nation.
Nailed it.
Speaking of my, oh my, the Steelers have decided they're going to go the Cleveland Browns route in figuring out a quarterback. We've got a washed vet in Deshaun Watson, some young kids in Dylan Gabriel and Stuart Sanders, and let's bring in another rookie in here for Cleveland, who they get the kid from, Talon Green.
Yep.
Now the Steelers, on the other hand, we pick somebody that the fan base seems to want in Will Howard, career backup Mason Rudolph. Well, come on in, Drew Aller, and now reports are surfacing that Aaron Rodgers is expected to sign a one-year deal to play in Pittsburgh.
Oh, no way. Go ahead, Case.
Yeah, so the compensatory pick that was traded away for George Pickens was then used for Drew Aller. No. And now more reports are coming out about Aaron Rodgers. Just a little stats for you. Aaron Rodgers, 17th in interceptions, 13th in passing touchdowns last season, 15th in passing yards, again, very middle of the road. Here's where I have the biggest problem with Aaron. Average time to throw, 2.56 seconds. That ranks him 41st in the NFL. Pressure to sack rate, 21%. That ranks him 31st in the NFL. Turnover-worthy plays, 14. That ranks him 20th in the NFL.
Nah, that's brutal, dude.
Again, I could take a look at Jacoby Brissett, who we thought, oh, he must have had a great season last year, playing in Arizona, setting a record for completions. 23rd in interceptions. 14th in average time to throw. 25th in pressure to sack.
Yeah, dang.
So you're telling me Jacoby Brissett, as a backup for the Arizona Cardinals, was a better statistical quarterback than the former MVP Aaron Rodgers?
He's a big-ass boy.
What are we doing?
Well, but it's the name on the back of the jersey, dude. Don't you know this is Aaron Rodgers from 2012, man? He's going to take us to the promised land.
I could go game by game and tell you what games Aaron won, the Steelers won because of Aaron, and games that we lost because of Aaron. And the majority is we lost games because of Aaron.
It's fascinating to me because the one thing that I can't help but think about, you and I think, Danny, you might have been out. Maybe you were here. I don't remember. But remember, Casey, you were playing the QB1 chant for Will Howard?
Yes, I was.
Does Mike McCarthy not like Will Howard? Because that's the question to me. Because if Mike McCarthy walks in there and says, I don't really care for Will Howard, I would like to draft Drew Aller to see what that looks like, and I will take Aaron Rodgers with Mason as my number one backup. That's the only thing I can put together is that McCarthy is not interested in Will Howard. Because, okay, if you want to bring in Aaron Rodgers for one more year, Will Howard said it himself. You want to come in one more year, I'm happy to learn one more year, but I am going to fight for the number one spot. Then you draft Drew Aller, somebody that Danny, you've said repeatedly, I want nothing to do with.
Nothing.
So now you've got, you can't go into the first week of the season with 4 quarterbacks. Is Will Howard going to be the one that's cut?
No, Mason will be the one that gets cut.
Really? Boy, Mason Rudolph is a top-tier, S-tier backup in the NFL. Really? You guys don't? Am I crazy on that?
I'd say he's an A-tier backup.
Will Howard, Mason Rudolph, Gardner
Rudolph
Minshew
is a guy that'll win you games when your guy gets hurt. And
Kirk Cousins when
down.
Fernando takes over. Yeah, I think he's a top-tier backup.
Yeah, but you can get
Marcus Mariota in Washington, that's a top-tier backup.
Sure, but you can get backups. They need to figure out their quarterback.
Ugh. I don't like it, dude. I think it's ugly.
I get it. Remind me again, who's their head coach?
Mike McCarthy.
Ta-da! Who do you trust?
I don't know. I don't know if I trust Mike McCarthy. I mean,
no. Who does he trust?
Oh, he trusts Aaron Rodgers. They won a Super Bowl together.
I mean, look, man, it doesn't matter what sport it is.
McCarthy fell on the sword for them not going back to the Super Bowl.
Who are you gonna get in a trench with? Like it doesn't matter what sport it is. Like you can talk about, this guy just doesn't. Who do you trust? Look at who Tiago trusted. Look at who Chauncey trusted. Look at who Terry Stotts trusted. Go and find any sport. Go find the coach. Who do they trust?
Who's going to be the new head coach of the Portland Trailblazers? Mark Stein has some ideas, and Jake Fisher knows who it's not going to be. Loaded second hour. Stick with us. We'll get into some Blazer chatter. 105.1 The Fan.
Now, from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
This Sports Center update is brought to you by Mountaintop Metal Roofing. No maintenance, energy efficient, fire resistant, and a lifetime warranty. Do it once, do it right. Visit mountaintopmetalroofing.com. First on the Fan, some NBA playoff updates for you as the New York Knicks defeated the Philadelphia 76ers in a close 108-102 victory for New York. Jalen Brunson led the way for the Knicks as he finished with 26 points, and 6 assists. Knicks lead 2-0 in the series as they will have a short trip back to Philadelphia for games 3 and 4. The San Antonio Spurs put the hammer down in game 2 of the series as they took down Minnesota 133-95. 7 Spurs finished the game in double figures as both teams will travel back to Minnesota with the series tied at 1 game apiece. We have 2 Game 2 matchups slated for tonight as the Pistons hope to extend their series lead against the Cavaliers coming up at 4 p.m. And in the Western Conference, the Lakers hope to even up the series versus the defending champs from Oklahoma City. Tip-off at 6:30 p.m. for that one as OKC comes into the contest as 15.5-point betting favorites. And finally, some NFL news for you per Ian Rappaport as quarterback Aaron Rodgers is expected to visit the Pittsburgh Steelers this weekend and is likely to play for them this year. At this time, there is no agreement between Rodgers and the Steelers. And for more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, I'm Lowercase from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt, missing work, insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at WarrenAllen.com.
The Fan is live on YouTube and Twitter.
All right, hour number deuce here. If you're missing the first hour, you can download that, The Fan Podcast, 1051thefan.com, the Odyssey app, wherever you get your podcasts. If you missed Dirt and Sprague this morning, they had a Magic Hat Thursday. That's always a fun one. You can go back and listen to that on the Odyssey app or the Fan Podcast. If you can't catch Prime Time or Happy Hour Live this afternoon, then you can always go back and listen to those as well. Rewind, fast forward, except for in the future, for that would be impossible. We're going to fly by the seat of our pants this hour. See wherever old Marang takes us on this road, dude. I'm putting the blindfolds on, and Jesus take the wheel, Marang. Some reports coming out. Mark Stein just released a bunch of stuff. I want to talk about Jake Fisher's report real quick before we get to Mark Stein, Danny, and then
Well, it's the same thing.
It's similar, but we'll talk about the guy that's here before we go to the guys that could be here. Jake Fisher is reporting, quote, while interim coach Tiago Splitter remains under consideration after going 42-39 and steering the Blazers to their first playoff berth in 5 years, sources with knowledge of the situation continue to say it's unlikely that the Brazilian lands the job in a full-time capacity.
Yeah, it's not really surprising. I talked to some folks last night who had the same sentiment, and I had somebody communicate to me what Tiago was offered. And to be honest, it's kind of BS.
What was he offered?
I'm not going to go in that right now. This is what I was worried about. This is a new owner coming in. Like, I know how to do this. I'm better than everybody else. I'm going to find all the little places that I can maneuver, and everybody's going to kowtow and bow down to me because I know how to do this best. And there's different versions of this. There's how you strip a roster down. There's how you build a roster up. There's the media rights thing, TV, and there's a million different ways you can go about it. But you piss off the coaches and you piss off the agents, good luck in the NBA, brother. Good freaking luck. They went on further to talk about how coaches have basically refused to talk to the Blazers and will not engage with them because of how this has been conducted. You wanted to know when this actually impacts the team? It's already happened.
That's kind of brutal.
It's already happened. The coaches' fraternity is very real. It is a brotherhood. Rick Carlisle has been the president of the Coaches Association, Coaches Union for a while now.
My Rick Carlisle?
Indeed. When coaches
NBA champion Rick Carlisle.
When coaches are done dirty, they do not. You want to talk about a petty group? And for the most part, they've been right when they do this stuff.
But I thought coaching wasn't everything.
It's not. But do you want to put yourself behind that 8 ball and have people not even pick up the phone?
That is true. You don't want to ostracize, isolate, push people away.
Mm-hmm. And look, what Splitter, he took this team to above 500 into the playoffs and it had a decent showing against a team that is probably going to be in the NBA Finals. And you're going to conduct a public search like that and just go over, out, and around and be like, oh, you just got to go get the best coach. He's doing it the right way. No.
Do you think Thiago is the biggest reason why this team became the 7th seed and won? Or is it just the natural evolution of the talent?
Keeping them together. That's what a coach does. It is managing egos, it is managing personalities, it is getting the most out of guys, it is the rotations and all the different things that you have to go through. I'm not talking about the X's and O's and sideline to out of bounds, baseline out of bounds, and what sets you get into. Like, over 82 games, man, you're not looking at that impact stuff as a ton. You're looking to optimize guys over 82 games. That's what you're looking to do. When you start getting deeper in the playoffs, that's when that stuff really, really starts to come to the fore. When you're talking about individual possessions and crunch time and who gets on the floor and who gets touches and where you're trying to attack and how you make adjustments, that's when the coaching really takes over. Otherwise, it's about managing, putting guys that are going to give you the best possible success over a long stretch. You're trying to minimize the volatility. That's what you're trying to do. And the volatility that Portland faced after opening night, to come in and do that, and then to have all of those injuries and have them finish above 500 in the Western Conference. I'm not sitting here saying Thiago Splitter is the best coach on the face of the planet. But what I am saying is you conducted this search incredibly disrespectfully. And you pissed a lot of guys off.
I mean, I think to your point on that, a lot of guys that don't even watch the league, I'm looking at you, Charles Barkley, say the same thing. And that's where that fraternity does come into play as well, is that the former players see that as well.
And they talk.
Now, nobody loves to bash on the NBA more than former NBA players, and that's a problem within the league, without a doubt. I mean, hell, they like to bash on each other as former players. They're like all Hall of Famers, and they sit around, if they can't circle J themselves, they, trash the others. Like, look at Draymond and Chuck going at it last night. Ish going at it last night. But it is true, because what's the number one thing this league loves to do is drama. It loves drama.
They want to talk.
It loves drama. The NBA is 90% drama and 10% on the court. We don't actually talk about basketball till we get to the finals.
Look, you want to talk about an owner who did it the wrong way for a long time and just thumbed his nose at everything? Look at Dolan and the Knicks. Mm-hmm. They didn't get it right until they got Leon Rose in there. And they still do a lot of things that irritate people, but
I still hate how that team is constructed and don't know if they're good enough to win a title.
But they're good.
Definitely don't have assets to get Giannis, in my opinion.
But they're good, right?
They are good.
Are they the best they've been in 25 years?
They could come out of the East,
100%.
They might be the best team I've ever seen in my life.
What did Dolan do? Shut up, got out of the way, paid guys, and took care of guys. That's what happened. Remember him throwing out Charles Oakley?
That was such a bad look.
Kevin Durant was headed to the Knicks. Guess who Oakley's super tight with? Kevin Durant. And all of a sudden, he's not there. You can say, well, they dodged a bullet, blah, blah, blah. But those are the kind of things I'm talking about. When you treat people the wrong way and you're just I'm going to put my foot down. I'm going to do rah, 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 rah. That stuff, man, you can do that with certain things, but you better be careful how hard you push the gas on certain things. Because you piss off coaches and you piss off agents. Reminder, Dundon coming out of the NHL, there's that Athletic article. You can go find it. Agents in the NHL, who do they hate working with the most? Tom Dundon. Guess who has more power than in the NHL? NBA agents. If you start doing this kind of thing, you better damn well understand that you're going to win. Because if you don't win and have this overwhelm, this is why I said, wait until the summer to start doing all this stuff. Settle in before you start doing all this stuff. Because if you win, you can justify it.
And that's where Carolina is right now. The Hurricanes are right now.
You can justify stuff like that. You put up with it because the product is great. The product is better. It's not great right now.
I still want to believe that you can learn from your mistakes. And when I say you, I mean the proverbial you, not just Tom Dundon. I still want to believe you can learn from your mistakes and come back from it, and that I don't think Tommy D has gone to a place where it's so far gone that he couldn't learn from mistakes. I also can't get it past me that in a chitty chat, Mean Girls lunch table kind of league, that we're still blowing up and nitpicking the same stuff like it's new news. Sometimes I feel that way.
It's because you want to like Dad.
I do want to like Dad, but I'm also not going to admit that what I see is not great. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that the aesthetics are okay.
If you're still saying, it's the media overblowing this, bro,
Well, no,
it's not being overblown.
That's not what I'm saying.
No, I'm not saying you. I'm saying the collective, like the people out there, like the media is just overplaying. I have not said a damn thing about the T-shirts. I don't care about the T-shirts. That has never once bothered me.
But lowballing Tiago,
going out and around and over his head so publicly.
But all that stuff happened weeks ago, and it gets brought up again like it's new information. But that's my only concern.
The new
sometimes.
information is that publicly is out there. I've talked about this. Is that coaches were pissed. They flat out said it. Like there was an article out there. They interviewed. They reached out to Mike Malone and Tom Thibodeau. That is countered directly. I should say countered directly. They did reach out to them, and they both told them to shove it. They didn't entertain negotiations. They didn't entertain talks. Primarily because of how this was handled, because Tiago was still employed. You don't go looking for a coach publicly like that unless you're firing a guy. And people are like, well, he's not the head coach.
And I'll die on that hill.
I'm telling you, you're wrong. Because this is the exact ramification.
Well, I'm telling you, you're wrong.
You can, but
gotcha.
you'd be wrong.
Got him.
Because you can see the ramifications of it.
Sure.
All the coaches are looking at Tiago as the coach. If you don't want to make him the coach, fire him. Because here's the deal. When a new head coach comes in, what's likely going to happen? He's going to bring his new assistants in, right?
You would think, yes.
Either make him the offer or let him know he is not a candidate for the job. And if you're, here's the thing.
What if he really is a candidate for the job, though?
I would argue that he's not at this point.
That's what Jake Fisher's saying, too.
So, and here's the thing. We are a coach, you better have another one waiting. You can conduct a search quietly. Hey, we're looking at maybe making a change here. Would you have interest?
I don't think you conduct. I don't think you can conduct a coaching search quietly with all the little birds chirping in that Blazer organization right now.
I mean,
everybody's looking for somebody else to get in trouble so they don't lose their job.
No, you can. You can. Look, the whole Mosley thing. We talked about it a month ago. The Pelicans job a month ago. Who else has gotten recently fired? Milwaukee. We talked about that a month ago. Mm-hmm. Like, you hear about these things, but they are held quietly as far as they're probably going to make a change, but the discussions aren't out there everywhere. Why? Because the head coach that is already there knows. That's the thing.
Who are the options for the Blazer coaching search? Mark Stein has some opinions on that, and as that just came across the timeline I don't know, about a half hour ago, 45 minutes ago. Let's get into that next. Who are potential candidates as new names seem to emerge by the day? That's next. That's Danny. I'm Patrick. 105.1 The Fan.
The Fan.
living in this Trailblazer life. In the Big Nooner, I do want to get to some comments that one superstar in the NBA made. We're kind of chatting about this on the YouTubes yesterday, in the YouTube chat that I thought would be fun to discuss today as well. We'll get to that in the Big Nooner, but we're sitting here on some kind of new little nuggets coming out about the potential Blazers coaching search. And no, lowballing Tiago, lowballing Mike Malone, talking to St. Louis head coach is not new news, but we are discussing it again.
We are, because there's more clarity to it, and as much as I can say it a million times, when Mark Stein or Jake Fisher says it, it's like, oh, it's real. It's whatever.
That is the interesting thing, and I made a little poke tease at Jake Fisher, and I don't know the guy. I'm sure he's wonderful.
No, Jake's a great dude.
I'm sure he's a hardworking dude, and I'm only teasing, but it is funny. Like that is the severity of the situation, in the sense that the Portland Trailblazers' future, whether it's getting a superstar, Denny Avdia,
they're very much in the middle of everything.
Right now. And when Mark Stein and Jake Fisher are the loudest voices, and it's not the Hughes and the Heikens and even the Holdalls, et cetera, in the world doing that, you kind of go, whoa, this is a larger situation than I realized. Mark Stein just released his Substack that has some thoughts on Blazer coaching search.
Yeah, they're looking to interview upwards of 30 different coaches. And that's a lot. It's a wide swath. And that kind of thing I have no issue with. I have zero issue with that. You want to scour the earth? Cool.
It's the first true coaching search. This is what Dirt laments about all day, every day. In 14 years. And I, for one, give me 30. Hell, give me 100 for all I care. I just want a real search. That's what I've always said about...
Because it makes you feel good.
No. It's because that's what I've always felt about the Tiago situation. If you choose to hire Tiago, go for it. I don't got an issue with it. But I want a true search. Chauncey was hired because he was buddies with O'Shea. Tiago gets the job because Chauncey's in the FBI. So I just want a true, honest search. And if it's Tiago, go for it. I don't have a problem with that.
That's fair. And again, but you better tell Tiago what the deal is.
Right.
And you better do it quietly. Like that's how this whole thing works. On top of that, this is the kicker. This is from Stein. Sources say that a handful of NBA assistant coaches whom Portland has requested to speak with have already declined to take part or to partake in the process. Interesting line. Largely due to Dundon's unconventional approach in his first month plus since taking over the franchise. And persistent reports about the low-end salary Portland's eventual selection will be offered. I know of 2 veteran coaches who resisted Dundon's early outreach that we've been writing about since mid-April. Tom Thibodeau and Michael Malone. Sources say both insisted that they did not want to speak with the Blazers in any capacity while Splitter was still coaching the team.
Doesn't sound good, Bob.
So the whole no, the Blazers reached out to Michael Malone and Tom Thibodeau. And what did I say when that went public? Was that 2 weeks ago? Yeah, they reached out to him. They didn't hear back. Why? Because coaches protect other coaches.
New phone, who dis?
That it was a PR push of no. They did. They reached out to those guys. They told them, Tiago's your coach right now, dog. We aren't hearing that.
Mark Stein continues to go on that about potential leaders in the clubhouse for this.
Yeah, there is a name that if you are a Trailblazers fan, you will know. Steve Hetzel, who was an assistant coach for the Blazers and is familiar, obviously, with Damian Lamont, Ollie Lillard Sr.
Who was the assistant for? Stotts?
Yes. And then he went over to Brooklyn. He's a guy that has been looked at as a head coach for a while now. He is a candidate for the New Orleans job. I think they're probably looking at Darvin Ham.
Have fun with that.
Well, Darvin was linked to Milwaukee as well, and if Milwaukee was going to pass on him, I talked to some folks in New Orleans a couple weeks ago, and they were like, James Borrego was a candidate, but for whatever reason, Darvin was a guy that they were looking at. But
does that mean LeBron's going to New Orleans? Isn't Darvin Ham his guy?
Well, yes, no. But who Darvin Ham's guy was in Milwaukee is Giannis Antetokounmpo, and since they didn't hire Darvin.
Giannis to New Orleans. Got it.
But I just thought that was interesting. It's like, oh, you didn't go get the coach that Giannis wanted? Let me go and file that away
Giannis
real quick.
Is gone. Come on.
I know. But it's like, again, media literacy. Another coach that is rumored for Portland is Jared Dudley.
The basketball player?
The assistant coach for the Denver Nuggets.
The Boston College player?
Yes.
One of my top 5 least favorite players of all time?
Yeah.
Broski, don't sell me on that.
So
you want to get me fired up? I cannot handle Jared Dudley.
look, you can talk.
Is he a good coach? Drove me nuts as a basketball player.
Look,
Good at Boston College.
role players in the NBA, their success as head coaches, pretty good.
Yeah,
pretty good.
You see it in baseball too. Most
Skip.
Yeah,
Schumacher.
Schumacher's good. Craig Counsell's great.
The utility players are usually really and catchers.
Dan Wilson seems to be okay.
Yeah, utility players and catchers.
Mike Scioscia was a really good manager.
Joe Torre was he
Was a really good manager.
Good manager?
I mean,
Yeah.
also had $1 billion payroll, but I digress.
I'm just saying. Look, of all the names that I've heard out there, look, I mean, Hetz is the one that I know the most. Spent time with him. I've got a relationship with him. I know how he wants to coach. I know where he focuses and the kind of things he'd want to do. You can sign me up for that. Of all the names that I have heard, I know of a couple college coaches that they've talked to. I've known some international coaches they've talked to. Obviously, I have more familiarity with Hetz, so I'm going to lean that way. But also, I like the system style, his how he carries himself. You want to talk about a steady dude? Hetz is about as steady as it gets. Like he's a steady dude. And if you're talking about having a good locker room and having a steady coach, if you're going to make that change, you could sign me up for Hetz right now.
The Orb is asking on the YouTube channel, so what's the best case scenario at this point?
I mean, probably Hetz.
I think at this point, the Blazers are not getting
they're never getting a name.
They're not getting a name, and they're not getting somebody with head coaching experience.
Probably not.
They're probably going to get
head coaching experience in the NBA.
In the NBA, they're probably looking at top assistants that are looking for that crack that haven't quite got that crack. There are rumors of Bobby Marks not Bobby Marks, but Dusty May going to Golden State. There are some legs on that, or maybe the Orlando Magic. It's not going to be somebody like that.
No.
Which I think it gets the fan base in a kerfuffle because, again, I don't know where I am with Tiago. I probably should figure that out. But the fan base gets in a kerfuffle that if you're going to take an assistant who is not proven, who doesn't have head coaching experience, why not keep the guy you have in the backyard?
Who's got a year under his belt.
And the players and wants the job.
And they made the playoffs and navigated them through the most tumultuous off-the-court situation maybe in NBA history. Like, what else does the guy need to do? That's where I'm at with that.
But his out-of-bounds plays stink.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is
worst three-pointing shooting team in the league, and they keep chucking shots. What are you telling me?
It's so
coaching doesn't matter.
It's so frustrating if you've got a
Save
guy
it for Friday. Save it for Friday.
But it's so frustrating if you've got a guy who was able to do that through this season, and you want to restart that process. Where's the justification? Where is Tom Dundon's lifelong NBA experience going to decide that? You know what I mean? That's the thing that, if this is a guy who owned a franchise for 25 years in the NBA and was going about it this way, and he's like, you know what? No, I'm going to lean on my experience, and I'm going to lean on the guys that I know, and I have long tenured relationships and trust, whether it's coaches, agents, prior players, all those kind of things. He doesn't have any of that.
Well, I would argue, anybody that buys an NBA franchise probably didn't previously own an NBA franchise.
And what do they usually end up doing?
Hire basketball people. Well, seems like Dwayne and Joe are keeping their jobs, so that's your basketball people there.
But do you think Joe is telling him to go out and conduct business this way?
Probably not.
I'm going to tell you right now, Joe Cronin, you want to talk about general...
Joe's probably still just trying to make sure he's got a job.
I'm not worried about that. The situation here is, do you ever hear about transactions the Blazers are doing behind the scenes?
No, and it pisses the fan base off all the time.
Do you think Joe Cronin wants everything out there public like this?
Can I get an update on Shaedon Sharpe, please?
Yeah, right? Oh, God. But that's what I mean. So if you want to know whose hands, you can sit here and say, well, Joe's going to sit at their press conference and say that Tom Dunn's dedicated and all those things. Sure, I believe that. But if you think that Joe is the one that is putting all this stuff out there and moving this loudly behind the scenes after what you've seen over the last 5 years, you're out of your freaking mind. You are out of your freaking mind if you think that is the case with what is going on right now. That is Tom Dundon. That is his fingerprints. That is his thumb on the scale. So, look, you want to have an owner that's fully invested and interested in all those kind of things? That's cool. I like that Tom Dundon wants to sit out there and answer questions, be at the forefront. I like that. It's great. But also, to your point, got to learn from your mistakes.
Sure.
And I don't for 1 second believe that Joe Cronin was the guy who cut the two ways and told them not to travel. Because if you look at the wide swath of everything else and how I know the Blazers have conducted business behind the scenes, I don't believe that for 1 second.
Funny situation going on in Major League Baseball that can relate to your Portland Trail Blazers as well. What the hell am I talking about? Well, it's adjusting to where you live now. We'll do that next. There's Casey with sports.
Now, from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
This Sports Center update is brought to you by Mountaintop Metal Roofing. No maintenance, energy efficient, fire resistant, and a lifetime warranty. Do it once, do it right. Visit mountaintopmetalroofing.com. First on the Fan, some NBA playoff updates for you as the New York Knicks defeated the Philadelphia 76ers in a close 108-102 victory for New York last night. Jalen Brunson led the way for New York as he finished with 26 points and 6 assists. Knicks lead 2-0 in the series as they will travel back for a short trip back to Philadelphia for games 3 and 4. The San Antonio Spurs put the hammer down in game 2 of the series as they took down Minnesota 133-95. 7 Spurs finished the game in double figures as both teams will travel back to Minnesota with the series tied at 1 game apiece. We have 2 Game 2s matchups slated for tonight as the Pistons hope to extend their series lead against the Cavaliers coming up at 4 p.m. And into the Western Conference, the Lakers hope to even up the series versus the defending champs from Oklahoma City. Tip-off at 6:30 for that one as OKC comes into the contest as 15.5-point betting favorites. Finally, some NFL news for you per Ian Rappaport as quarterback Aaron Rodgers is expected to visit the Pittsburgh Steelers this weekend and is likely to play for them this season. At this very time, there is no agreement between the Rodgers and the Steelers. For more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, I'm Lowercase from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt, missing work, insurance companies acting like jerks? Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
The home of dirt and spray.
Everybody's favorite web gems coming up next. Do that every day at 11:45. It is a 10 Toes Down Thursday. We do that at 12:15. You can get those in. 503-864-6326 is the fan text line or over on the YouTube chats. We will partake in fun hypothetical trade situation today for your Portland Trailblazers. Comments made by a superstar on another team have invoked the thought that maybe this could happen. So we brought you down to the bottom there with Tommy D, and we'll bring you back up with the thought of a superstar here, not named Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Oh.
But an interesting story coming out of Major League Baseball is one of Tatsuya Imai. Are you familiar with him, Danny?
I am not.
He is a pitcher for the Houston Astros.
Great name.
Tatsuya?
Yeah, it's a great name.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. Except for he has been struggling as he has entered Major League Baseball, coming from across the pond, not the London pond, but coming from the West. He struggled with command. He struggled with health. He's having a lot of issues in adjusting to Major League Baseball. But the biggest one that continues to come across for him, Danny, is he is having a very difficult time adjusting to life in America.
Remind me real quick, is there an organization
you were
adjacent
gonna do this.
to us that brought a player over that had no cultural ties to the nation or the style, the lifestyle, all of the things, and being away from their family, their friends, and nothing that they've ever done before in their entire life?
Are you talking about Cedric Coward?
Yeah, definitely not him.
The Yongbong?
Yeah, and what was the Blazers' number one goal stated at the opening press conference when they introduced him? Was it getting him adjusted to culture and lifestyle? That was the number one goal in the first season?
That was the number one goal. You beat the chest on it all the time. Xbox, etc. Like, get food in him. Let's
eat, sleep, PS5.
Yep, let's get him adjusted to it.
Speak the language. Understand your food. Or
It's a
understand
little more
your location.
different when you're a 7-footer, but
no,
again, you can look around MLB and look at, again, a guy that we bring up on this show constantly, Munetaka Murakami.
Mm-hmm.
That's a guy who's adjusting very well.
And Okamoto in Toronto as well. Now, I don't want to pretend that I know the dynamics culturally of Houston versus Chicago versus Toronto. I have to imagine Toronto's probably pretty friendly to a Japanese player. But again, I don't know Chicago.
Cities in the world.
Yeah, I don't know Chicago and Houston enough to talk about that. But I would argue that the Yonger is going to have an easier time in Portland. The West Coast itself is kind of a more cultural area to get used to. I mean, there should be no shock that Shohei Ohtani, Yoshinobu Yamamoto have an easy time adapting to Los Angeles.
Yeah.
The only city they might have an easier time to adjust to, San Francisco and maybe slightly Seattle.
Yeah.
It's a big concern for them. I mean, they spent a lot of money on him and tried to bring him over. And look, I can sit here and talk to you about how Murakami has the worst swing rate of pitches in the zone, because he does in Major League Baseball, of pitches that he does not come in contact with. He has the worst swing in the strike zone, followed by Rafi Devers.
Mm-hmm.
But he's got 14 home runs. We can talk about that all we want. The reality is that Matsuyama or Mune must have an easier time dealing with Chicago.
And look, this whole like cookie cutter thing, it's like the reason the Blazers did what they did is because they understood. You're a 19-year-old kid. Everything's going to be different. So away from his family, away from his girlfriend, away from his parents. Culture's different. The only thing that was like normal for him, and he even said it, was like, I like the rain. I like how green it is. Like, but everything is different. It was like, well, these other players are doing well. Yeah. Great job by the organizations, or great job by that player being able to make that adjustment. But I'm not going to hold that against this guy. Like, he's flat out saying the things he's struggling with are when he eats, the amount of road travel, being away from home, timing of it. Like people don't understand genuinely how different. Like,
Japan's a small country, land wise. There's an S ton of people that live in Tokyo. I think it's the densest city in the world.
Mm-hmm.
But the island is not very big.
No.
It's not very big. To the United States, I mean, you're playing in Houston, and we're going on a road trip where we're going to play the Angels, the A's, and the Mariners, and then we fly back home for 3 games, and then I go to Tampa, Baltimore, and New York. That's crazy. I think the interesting aspect of it is that, take Young Hansen, for example, how he's been able to adjust to it as a kid. Imai's an adult.
Yeah.
Like, this is somebody that you would think has an easier time adapting to it. Or have you gotten older and stuck in your ways, in your own habits and such?
And look, and this is not a chastisement or anything like that of cultures against one another or anything like that.
Enter chastise.
No. Just Japanese culture is very rigid, very
family oriented,
very regimented,
very family oriented.
We are not here. And like that, they'd be like, oh, well, Shohei. And it's like, well, yeah, but I also would imagine that things were probably set up a little bit different for him.
Shohei also keeps his personal life very, very private.
Very private.
Very private.
And the way they, like, Shohei does New Balance commercials and doesn't say a word. Doesn't say a word. You know what I mean? Like, that's.
He really doesn't talk.
No. So, like, this, you know, you can talk about, like, the Americanization of European basketball. Like, a guy, why Luka or Jokic can come over here. It's because it's built into the culture. Baseball, as much as it's America's game and like we invented all those kind of things, there's American baseball, there's island baseball, there's Asian baseball, like it's South American baseball. There's very, 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 very different cultural segments. And this is not just a Japanese player we're talking about. We have seen this happen with Dominican players. We have seen this happen with South American players. This is not a thing that is uncommon. This happens in the NBA. It was highlighted with Yang because China, billion people, 750 million NBA fans, all those kind of things. It was very highlighted, but this is not an uncommon thing. Yao went through this. Like when you make these kind of cultural adjustments, and I'm not making excuses for the guy. This is just reality. This can happen to anyone.
Imagine Jeremy Lin at the height of Linsanity in New York City at the Garden. Again, New York, not a bad spot. You know, the Yankees have done well with guys coming in from overseas.
And he was raised here, but like the cultural impact of that was huge. You had some case?
I was just going to say, Mariano Rivera was also a guy that struggled with that a lot. I got the chance to read his book. It's called The Closer, and pretty much the first two chapters focus on how he had to adjust as a 19-year-old kid growing up and not really having all the resources around him, and then him having to lean on veterans in the locker room, this, that, and the other.
And that's the thing you kind of step into. It's like, I hope the guy figures it out, because when I first started reading it, it was like, it sounds kind of like maybe he's got a little bit of the yips, but then the more you get into it, it might just be a mental, cultural, social thing that he's just not able to grab hold of right away, and it might just take him a while.
I think a sneaky side part of this, too, is, and I know it's easy for me to always jump at the chance to take a shot at him, but I wonder what the cultural situation is like just from a team aspect in that Houston locker room. You know, the window is closed. Pitching staff is hurt. Carlos Correa,
a lot of veterans.
Carlos Correa just went on the shelf for the rest of the year. Ton of vets. Espada seems to be an okay manager.
Do they have
just,
another
I'm not
Japanese
even talking
player
about
on the roster?
I don't know. I don't think so. I'm not just talking about nationality culture. I'm just talking about baseball culture.
I know what you're saying, but I'm also wondering, do they have another Japanese player on the roster?
I don't know. No, not that comes to my head.
Because you look at the LA teams over the years,
always.
This isn't their first rodeo with a Japanese player.
No. You Darvish has spent a bunch of time in Southern California.
I mean, Nomo was the guy.
Yeah, you say Kikuchi's in Anaheim right now.
So there's a culture of understanding of that culture and how to ingratiate and embrace that. Has a Japanese player ever come to Houston directly?
I don't know that.
Kikuchi.
Did he go straight to Houston?
No, he was acquired at the trade deadline.
Okay, but I'm saying like coming from like the Spursal draft from Japan. I don't.
Is that for Yimi Garcia? Is that trade?
Nori Aoki, Japanese outfielder, played for 4 teams in 5 seasons when the Astros plucked him off waivers.
Okay, so again,
Aoki, I
but
remember.
Nobody came directly from. Off the top of my head that I can think of. And like when I think of Houston, I think of a lot of Dominican players, I think of South American players, Central American players.
When I think of Texas, I do not scream of giant, comfortable Asian culture.
No, like Yu's the only one I think of with the Rangers.
Yeah, but he was in the league with other teams first.
That's true, yeah.
Was he not? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd have to go back.
But grand point being, like, I don't think of, like, when you think of Japanese players, particularly in Major League Baseball, you think of the West Coast and New York.
You don't think Houston?
No. That might be part of it, is that maybe they're not fully set up or they have the familiarity of how to do that. And again, not to make this come back to the Blazers, I think they very much targeted that because of how few Chinese players in the league.
Darvish did show up to the Texas Rangers
directly?
at 25 directly.
Okay, so yeah.
But I mean, his big years are not really in Texas.
No, but culturally, making that adjustment, like that, that's... Again, I don't think...
He had a few really good years in Texas.
That's true. His second year, he finished second in the Cy Young.
Yeah.
Was an all-star for four seasons.
That was the Ron Washington squad, wasn't it?
Yeah, including the year... that is a World Series berth in there, including the year that he was traded to the Dodgers. Remember when he got caught tipping his pitches, but it was actually a trash can?
Yeah, but what team was that?
Never forget the Trash Stros. I don't know, just an interesting situation that had me thinking about Young.
No, it is. I think it's a very direct parallel you can draw there. Like when you're talking about cultural changes, that's a very real thing.
And I hope Ime figures it out because there was a lot of hype around him, and Okamoto and Murakami have figured it out in Toronto and Chicago, respectively.
Look, I want every sport to be more international. I want the best players from around the world to come to this country and play sports.
Ditto. Web Gems is next. How much would you pay for something historic? 105.1 The Fan and the Fan Sports Network. right, this Web Gem's everybody's favorite. We do it every single day at 11:45. Coming up on the Big Nooner, it is a 10 Toes Down Thursday. Questions that we can't vacillate on, that you must unequivocally answer. 2 feet flat on the ground, 10 toes. That provided by you, the listeners out there, 503-864-6326. We'll also get back into a little bit of Blazer discussion as one superstar on another team and his front office are making some strange comments that leads the question to, could this person be available? And I'm not talking about Giannis Antetokounmpo. Should be a fun final hour. But Web Gems is brought to you by one of the new members of the Pac-12 football community and basketball community. I'm very happy to have Boise State along for the ride. It kind of is a natural geographic thing for Wazoo and Oregon State to kind of get in bed with Boise State, so I'm glad to see that happen. But this is more about, it's the 40th anniversary of the Blue Turf in Boise, and they are putting down a brand new turf. And what they did is they sold a 400 square foot sheet of playing surface, which will be professionally installed in the winner's home for $25,000.
That's pretty dope. If you got the money, you're a big Boise State alum, you got a man cave, that's pretty dope.
That's pretty dope. I mean, I don't want to walk barefoot on the turf in my man cave.
It's pretty worn down, I bet.
I don't know.
I bet you that's pretty soft at this point. Let me tell you right now. If you're around my age or a little bit older, you played at Civic Stadium. If you played football, that turf was razor blades and concrete. The amount of skin left on that turf every time you got tackled or every time you tackled, you were donating skin to that turf, and it was. I have never in my life played on turf that was rougher than that stuff. It was sandpaper. But now the field turf, when you put down brand new field turf, it's kind of plasticky, sticky. But they have these hybrid blends that they're pretty damn soft. And if it's the old Smurf turf that's 40 years old, I bet you that's pretty worn down. You could, is it carpet soft to walk on? Nah. But is it gonna hurt your feet? I don't think so.
A 6 by 12 foot 40-yard line turf marker sold for $4,000. A 6 by 4 foot, the 2 from the 20-yard line, also sold for $2,000. Would you want the 40-yard line marker?
50.
50?
50.
I think I want the end zone.
Well,
Even though the end zone's orange.
Yeah. If I get the end zone with the Bronco.
Oh, that'd be
You give me the Bronco.
But then your floor is orange. Now, I love orange.
Yeah.
And I like the orange that is Boise State as the color.
Mm-hmm.
But you got really orange if you want the orange as your floor.
Or the B.
Or the B.
The B. You want the Bronco or the B?
Ooh, the B might be nice.
That'd be nice, No, I mean, if I had dumb money and I had a man cave and I had a big football guy and I was like, yeah, dude, give me a piece of that. Or if you're a complete and utter psychopath and you're a Duck basketball fan, you want a piece of that torrentially awful tree court.
It's not that bad in real life.
Yeah,
I've seen it in real life. It's not that bad.
It's
jarring on TV.
It's awful on TV, but it's awkward in real life.
I think I want the Pac-2 logo from Martin Stadium.
Ooh, that'd be dope.
That's what I want.
You know what I would want? The paint and key, the paint in the top of the free throw line circle from Memorial Coliseum.
Oh, that'd be cool.
The white cap at the top of the free throw line on the old hardwood. If I had a basketball court, if I could have a half court, the white and red one, ooh, buddy, that or the OG Charlotte Hornets honeycomb court.
I love that.
I'd go for.
I love that people want to buy chairs, seats from stadiums when they tear them down. Anybody that wants the trough that everyone uses the restroom
trough?
in,
Yeah.
I'm out on that.
No,
dude.
I got a buddy who's a huge Yankees fan. He's got seats from old Yankee Stadium.
That's rad.
Yeah, he's got a piece of bleacher and then right field. I think 4 right field seats. So he's got the seats and then he's got the bleacher behind it.
I always say this, but I want my seats.
I mean,
if I'm a season ticket holder,
yeah.
I want my seats.
That'd be pretty dope. They did that with Memorial Coliseum.
If
when they redid it, you could get some of those.
If renovations at Rose Garden, the Moda Center, take out seats, I want my seats.
I don't want those seats.
So you can sit cramped at home like you are at a game.
Those things suck.
They really do.
This is where I'm spoiled doing media. Like I said, I went to the Bucks game a couple of years ago as a air quotes fan for the first time in God knows how long, and I sat in those seats and I was like, these are dope seats. I'm right at midcourt. I'm 4 rows off the floor. These seats suck.
What kind of chair do you sit in?
Those were,
normally.
I've got a nice sliding chair. Like it's not like a steel chair. It's a padded chair.
No wheels on my Timbers chair.
Yeah. So
I gotta back it out.
no, it's no big deal. But no,
View's great.
I mean, that's the thing is we're just off center court. I mean, just to the left of center court, and we have a desk in front of us. So that I'm again spoiled in that. But it's like if I think I'd rather have like the OG like outdoor baseball seats, the plastic ones, than the indoor seats, like old indoor seats, the cloth ones, because there's nothing left of them. And with the plastic seats, like they're just solid all the way through. The cloth ones, man, that's a lot of people sitting in those seats. Even if they're your seats, there's concerts and everything else. I'm good.
It's a 10 toes down kind of big nooner today. We'll get to that at 12:15, but let's start. A superstar in the NBA has made some comments that kind of raise some eyebrows about, is this not too long for living, especially if they want to get better? And I'm not talking about Giannis Antetokounmpo. Final hour coming up next. 105.1 The Fan.
From the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
This Sports Center update is brought to you by Langdon Farms Golf Club. Good or bad weather, the golf course is always the driest around. Download the Langdon Farms app today to get all the latest news and specials. First on the Fan, some NBA playoff updates for you as the New York Knicks defeated the Philadelphia 76ers in a close 108-102 victory for New York. Jalen Brunson led the way for New York as he finished with 26 points and 6 assists. Knicks lead 2-0 in the series as they will travel for a short trip back to Philadelphia for Games 3 and 4. San Antonio Spurs put the hammer down in Game 2 of the series as they took down Minnesota 133-95. 7 Spurs finished the game in double figures as both teams will travel back to Minnesota with the series tied at 1 game apiece. We have 2 Game 2 matchups slated for tonight as the Pistons hope to extend their series lead against the Cavaliers coming up at 4 p.m. And in the Western Conference, the Lakers hope to even up the series versus the defending champs from Oklahoma City. Tip-off at 6:30 for that one as OKC comes into the contest as 15.5-point betting favorites. And finally, some NFL news for you per Adam Schefter as veteran safety Kenny Moore II has asked for and was granted his release from the Indianapolis Colts earlier today. Moore has started 111 games for Indy and will now become a free agent. And for more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, I'm Lowercase from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt, missing work, insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at WarrenAllen.com.
The home of the Fan Happy Hour.
One to go here. The firm of Harris and Marang. We do this bad boy every single Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Thank you for being a part of our day. We're stoked to be a part of yours. It is a 10 Toes Down Thursday. After us, we'll send it over to Duck Insider from 1 to 2. The Fan Happy Hour with Luke Anderson from 2 to 3, and then it's prime time from 3 to 7. Started with Dirt and Sprague this morning at 6, and it'll finish up 13 hours of live, local, continuous regional sports talk radio. 10 Toes Down, questions you ask us, unequivocal answers, no wishy-washy. We'll get to that in about 15 minutes. You can send it to us via the text line, 503-864-6326, or the YouTube chat as well. 105.1 The Fan is the channel. Quote, I hate that our president of basketball operations even had to respond to this. Me and Brad have a great relationship. I love Boston, and if it was up to me, I could play in Boston for the next 10 years. That is a comment by Jaylen Brown.
And then he trails off and doesn't finish the thought.
Who probably finished top 5 MVP.
I think he finishes outside top 5.
Okay. But for my money, he should have finished higher. I think he was pretty good this year.
Oh, no. I'm not saying that. I'm just doing it in my head. I'm like, the top 3 are probably going to be SGA, Wemby, Jokic.
And then Cade will probably get 4.
Cade will get 4.
Luka probably at 5.
I think, yeah. I just started like rattling through my head.
6 or 7.
He's going to be top 8. Well, maybe. He's going to have to get a vote because I think I cut it off at 5. If you get a vote, you get the also listed kind of a deal.
He went on to talk about how this was his favorite season. I mean, from a statistical standpoint, it is his best season.
I wonder why it was his favorite season.
Well, there's also no Jason Tatum for most of that.
All mine? Ooh.
Mine. But some interesting comments. And then Brad Stevens, they had their exit interviews and stuff. Brad Stevens basically had a lot of comments of, we need to get better. We got to look at things. Sure, we were great in the regular season.
And we're definitely not looking at Giannis Antetokounmpo or anything like that. It might cost us or absolutely will cost us one of Jalen or Jason.
But also, there a side conversation about Brad Stevens' comments, him mentioning how everyone's trying to lose and how that won't be the case next year is a very fascinating idea to think about. Like some of the bottom tier, including the Portland Trailblazers in that aspect. Do you make the playoffs because everyone else is trying actively that bad? He's only speaking to the Eastern Conference, really, but it's a curious thought that maybe we can open up to another day. But that leads to, we kind of had this discussion on the YouTube chat yesterday for some funsies. Look, If the Milwaukee Bucks want their picks back, Portland has to be involved in it. Is it a smart move to facilitate a big trade where you end up moving Giannis Antetokounmpo to have Giannis superstar light and keep trying to push this? Or does it make more sense for Milwaukee to tear it all down?
What do you mean?
Like if Milwaukee were to let's say they want Jaylen Brown for Giannis Antetokounmpo.
It's not going to be straight up.
Understood that, but whatever the framework of that deal looks like, if you're a Milwaukee Bucks fan, do you want Jaylen Brown for Giannis, or is it time to just break it all down? Because I would argue Jaylen Brown, that some of the rest of your parts are still not very good.
Yeah, no. Do you want a 29-year-old star? Like, it's a difference if it's a 23-year-old star.
Sure.
If you're trading for a 23-year-old star, you can talk yourself into that.
29, it's time to win right now.
Yeah, that's a win now guy.
And
right?
Milwaukee is not going to be a win now with Jaylen Brown and no Giannis.
No, but Jaylen Brown and Miles Turner is not getting it done.
Let me enter to you the Portland Trailblazers. The Milwaukee picks, fill in the blank, probably Jeremy to make salaries work. They'll probably want Shaden over Scoot, controllable asset, young kid, and 3 first-round picks. Those go to Milwaukee. Giannis to Boston. Jaylen Brown to Portland.
You throw in Peyton Pritchard, and I've got a deal.
Does that seem a little too much for Boston to pay for Giannis?
No, absolutely not, because Boston's not giving up draft capital in this situation.
They aren't. They don't want to.
They're giving up Jaylen Brown and Peyton Pritchard.
They are very good at acquiring your draft your draft capital. They do not like getting rid of theirs.
No, but you know what? Portland has the swaps. So, and remind me again, real quick, have the Portland Trailblazers, Milwaukee Bucks, and Boston Celtics conducted business before?
Sure have.
Yep. Pretty consistently,
Have they done it actually pretty recently, multiple times?
Yeah, Anthony Simons comes to mind.
And Drew Holiday, twice.
Damian Lillard.
So, and don't like just think that's nothing. Front offices that
Good
have
relationships.
good relationships
That means
conduct
everything.
business together regularly. Go look at transactions around the league historically over the last 50 years.
You can look across probably all Big Four sports as well.
If you have relationships and you feel like the guy across the table or on the other side of the phone is not going to screw you over and is operating in good faith, this is the thing you need to realize with any transaction across sports. Everybody has their own goals. Understanding what those goals are and how you can both meet them are how you get good trades. Boston, they operate on, we have a goal. Like, Danny Ainge did not conduct business where he didn't feel like, if you conduct business with Danny Ainge, go with God. Don't do it. But if you're going to do that, understand that Danny Ainge is going to want a pound of flesh to go with it. That's the asking price. People are like, well, why does it? Danny does that and he gets away with it because people keep dealing with him. Now he isn't doing it anymore. It's Austin Ainge in Utah, but Masai Ujiri tried to do the big D Danny Ainge and came out with nothing. You can do that and get away with it when you're Danny Ainge. Why? Because for some reason that man just knows how to make deals and come out on the other end looking squeaky clean every single damn time. It's unfathomable how it happened. But what were the goals that Joe Cronin tried to accomplish when he traded away Damian Lillard? He wanted to get off of Yusuf Nurkic's contract. They wanted to prioritize wing depth and size, so they got Toumani Camara. They wanted to get a premier defender, Drew Holiday. They wanted to get draft capital, and they wanted to get veterans. So they got Rob Williams and Malcolm Brogdon. All of those pieces that came out of that. And Drew ends up going to Boston because they wanted to do him a solid, because Chauncey Billups and Drew Holiday had a relationship.
If Boston wouldn't give up Peyton Pritchard in this deal, I would still do it.
I would not. I am not giving up all that draft capital for Jaylen Brown. There is a sizable gap between Giannis Antetokounmpo and Jaylen Brown. There is a sizable gap.
Yeah, I have less concerns, though, about Jaylen Brown's health.
I don't have that many concerns about
And he's
Giannis's
cheaper.
health.
And he's cheaper.
They're the same price.
Oh, okay. I'll take the guy that's played in a couple finals, won one, and had an MVP caliber season. I'm just not on the Giannis
MVP
train.
caliber season or an MVP?
2.
Fair.
And also been finals MVP. As the best player.
So is
on the
Jaylen
team.
Brown. Jaylen Brown's been a finals MVP.
I know that. There's no doubt. There was maybe Jaylen, maybe Jason, maybe. It's like Giannis Antetokounmpo is going to go down as a top 20 player in the history of the game. Jaylen Brown is not going to go down as he's probably not going to go down as a top 75 player. There is a sizable gap between those two guys. And that is not to take away from Jaylen Brown. He is very good.
I don't know if Giannis is still a top 20 player of all time.
What? How?
Health.
What about health? Like outside of
the last 3 seasons, I mean, this season he's dealt with it. The playoffs when Damian went down, the playoffs when Damian didn't go down.
This season we knew that he wanted to come back and Milwaukee shut him down.
Yeah.
Understood, but still dealt with it.
That doesn't bother me at all because Giannis,
that's the Max Crosby situation.
Yeah.
Like I still believe in Max Crosby.
Sure.
Like again, the way Giannis,
if you're in win now,
if you're trading for him, that's exactly what you're doing.
Although if you do land Jaylen Brown, think about this: you would have traded Damian Lillard, and in return, you got Damian Lillard, Toumani Camara, Rob Will, who will probably walk as a free agent, Drew Holiday, and Jaylen Brown. It's a nice little haul.
It is, but
really nice
Jaylen
haul.
Brown doesn't put you over the top. It's really good. Your starting lineup going into next year would probably be Dame to Jaylen, Denny, Donovan. That's really good.
It's kind of sexy to me.
But you'd also your draft.
There's that Denny Avdia as a third option.
But that's also when you're looking at that, your draft capital's gone. Jaylen Brown's what you're cashing that in for? I'm not cashing in for just Jaylen Brown.
I think we live in a different world about Jaylen Brown then. I think he is a damn good player, and I would die to have him in this town.
I would love to have him, not for that price. If I'm giving up all that capital, I don't want a guy who flirts with an MVP. I want a 2-time MVP that bends entire defenses every time he steps on the floor.
Yeah, it's a lot of capital to have to give up for
if he steps on the floor.
What are you? This is not Joel Embiid.
I didn't say it was.
You're talking about a guy who, through his career, is a 70-plus game guy all the time.
Understood. Except for the last few years. Or when it matters most into the playoffs. That's all. That's all. Aesthetically, that's what worries about me. Plus, you're going to have to pay him $315 million or whatever it costs.
$275.
$275.
Last season, he played 67 games. This year, he only played 36.
Yeah, like in the year before that, he played 73.
What about the playoffs?
Anybody can get hurt in the playoffs.
Well, I know.
Where's Jalen Williams?
Well, I know.
Where's Luka Doncic?
I'm just saying it's a history. It's a track record.
It's not a track record.
I know you love your Pacers, but you got to hold that same energy for Tyrese Halliburton then.
Without a doubt.
But no, this isn't a track record. He missed time once in the playoffs.
Okay, then I lose. Then I'm the idiot.
Well, no, I'm just saying, like, there's not a track record of him missing time. Like, he missed a part of one.
Since they won an NBA Finals, their track record in the playoffs has not been great, and that includes the availability of Giannis Antetokounmpo. That's why I'm out on it.
He played 12 games in the playoffs last year. Or, excuse me, 2 years ago.
I'm worried about an aging star whose body might break down on him. That's my worry. Am I not allowed to have that worry?
You can have that worry, but
that's fair for his age.
Yeah, if you want to
I don't have that worry with Jaylen Brown. That's why I like Jaylen Brown.
Why? They're a year apart.
Track records again.
But it's not a track record. Like one does not beget track. Like that's what I'm saying. Like if this was like Joel Embiid, where there's a guy's like missing time regularly all the time, I get that. But missing a little bit of time once in his career, I'm like, you look at his career, 21, this is the last 4 years, 21 games, 12 games, 3 games in the 22-23 season, and then 24-25 is 5 games. And in those 5 games, he had 33, 16, and 6.
Say last year was the only year he hasn't played over 60 games since he entered the league.
Yeah, so I mean,
he's
like
played since 2014. He's played over 60 games.
Don't get me wrong. I get that the games that he missed were loud. Like that's very much true because it coincided with Dame also having it. So the consistency with those two, I think, amplifies it. But as far as like missing time, I'm not that concerned. Now, if you want to say calf scare you, I'm with you there. Calf scare me, no matter what it is. But as far as his record, he's been one of the most durable 7-footers for a long time.
Well, the good news is we can just dream about this because neither is going to happen, and the Blazers are probably going to roll back the team they had this year.
I'll put a bet down on that one.
Yeah?
I'll put a bet down on that one. They ain't rolling this back.
Oh, no, we'll see. I don't know how I feel about that.
Really?
If everybody hates Tom Dundon, why would they deal with Tom Dundon?
Well, that's not dealing with Dundon as much as it is dealing with Joe.
We'll see.
Guys under contract don't have a lot of choice.
We'll see.
The free agents, that's a different discussion.
We'll see. It's a 10 toes down kind of Thursday. 503-864-6326. Get those in. We'll go there next. 105.1 The Fan.
The Fan Golf
10 toes down, my friends. It must be a Thursday at 12:15, but it's always a Thursday at 12:15 around these parts. The questions you ask us, unequivocal answers. No one's allowed to vacillate here. 2 feet flat on the ground and firmly believe what you believe in. They can be anything. You got some Blazer 10 toes, throw them all in. For I am 10 toes down that Giannis Antetokounmpo has missed playoff games in 2023 and 2024. 10 toes down, which movie gets your inner 13-year-old gamer more excited? The new Mortal Kombat or the new Street Fighter?
I saw the first Mortal Kombat movie. It was really good.
Now, which Mortal Kombat movie is this following? Because hasn't been there
it's
following
5
of them?
It's following the new one that came out.
Okay.
Was that 2 years ago?
2 or 3 years
Yeah,
ago.
which I thought, like, when you're doing video game adaptations, you have to go one of two ways. Entirely true to the video game, which is what the new Street Fighter is doing.
2021.
God, was it that long ago? COVID just blends it all together. The new Street Fighter is like, we're going to give you the live action video game. Now, they hammed up the OG Street Fighter movie with Van Damme and
Raul Julia.
Oh, God.
It's Raul Julia's last movie, I believe.
And you know the reason why he did it, right?
What?
His kids were huge Street Fighter fans. He was battling like debilitating cancer.
Mm-hmm.
He was not going to do the role, but they loved the video game, and so he did M. Bison. Which was like, he hammed it up so much, man. It was like, it's so corny, but it's so corny it's good. And then they did the Hulk paint, basically. What's the original actor that played the Hulk?
Eric Bana?
No. The original OG TV series.
The
big-
weightlifter.
Yeah. God, it starts is R something. It starts with R. Why am I not?
Lou Ferrigno.
That's what it is. They gave the Lou Ferrigno paint to the Blanca character, and it's like, it's really bad. Meanwhile, the new Street Fighter, they're going all in on that. To be honest, I'm excited about both of them because it's nostalgia, and you can hit me with nostalgia.
That's fascinating.
I know. I'm gonna say, if I'm gonna pick one, I'm gonna go Street Fighter because it looks so campy and over the top, and I'm like, yeah, let's do that. There's a third challenger that's gonna enter the ring in 2 years. Peter Berg and Taylor Sheridan have signed on to do a Call of Duty movie.
I'm out on that.
Why are you out?
Because I didn't play the games.
I think it depends on what storyline they choose.
Unless it's zombies. Is it Call of Duty Zombies?
Nah.
I played that game.
Because if they do the Black Ops storyline, that could be kind of cool.
If they do the Modern Warfare 2 storyline, where again it's a lot of betrayal and a lot of that stuff, that'd be really cool. But I still think Street Fighter is going to be better.
I mean, again, they're going way over the top with it. Which, if you're going to do it, go over the top. I'm going Street Fighter.
What's the storyline of Call of Duty?
There's a billion different storylines. It depends on which franchise you're going with. Like there's Call of Duty, there's World at War, there's Modern Warfare, there's Black Ops.
I would assume you'd do Modern Warfare. Isn't that the most expensive, most popular one?
Well, if you get into the Black Ops one, you can get into like the Vietnam storylines and all of the can make it almost, which is again Taylor Sheridan did Yellowstone, Landman,
Marshals,
Lioness. Which again, as I think they're going to go that way. That's what makes me think they're going to go the Vietnam era and make it more of a spy thriller action.
Kind of like there was a movie or a HBO show with Robert Downey. I think it's called The Infiltrator.
Oh yeah.
It's really good.
I could see them going that way because there's a lot of different things they could pull on the thriller element of it, and I think that'd be kind of cool. But for right now, give me Street Fighter.
I'm going to go with Mortal Kombat mostly because that's the game I played as a kid. I didn't play a ton of Street Fighter. Mortal Kombat 3 on Sega has got to be in the Hall of Fame of video games ever created. I like the characters a little more. Johnny Cage is dope. Liu Kang is dope. Reptile, Sub-Zero.
Kung Lao.
Scorpion.
Raiden. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Raiden was always such a boss.
And getting, what was his name from Highlander? Christopher Lambert to play Raiden in the first Mortal Kombat. Great casting.
I think, both movies, casting is done very well. Just looking at the casting for Street Fighter and in Mortal Kombat, the first movie, casting is done very well.
10 Toes Down. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, we'll have more 10 Toes Down for you. 503-864-6326. Might have a little bit of room here to sneak you in. This is your last chance. We'll toss it to Casey over there with sports.
Now, from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan, some NBA playoff updates for you as the New York Knicks defeated the Philadelphia 76ers in a close 108-102 victory for New York. Jalen Brunson led the way for New York as he finished with 26 points and 6 assists. Knicks lead 2-0 in the series now that they will have a short trip back to Philadelphia for games 3 and 4. The San Antonio Spurs put the hammer down in Game 2 of the series as they took down Minnesota 133-95. 7 Spurs finished the game in double figures as both teams will travel back to Minnesota with the series tied at 1 game apiece. We have 2 Game 2 matchups slated for tonight as the Pistons hope to extend their series lead against the Cavaliers coming up at 4 p.m. And in the Western Conference, the Lakers hope to even up the series versus the defending champs from Oklahoma City. Tip-off at 6:30 for that one as OKC comes into the contest as 15.5-point betting favorites. And finally, some NFL news for you. Per Adam Schefter, as veteran safety Kenny Moore II has asked for and was granted his release from the Indianapolis Colts. Moore has started 111 games for Indy and will now become a free agent for the 2026 season. And for more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, I'm Lowercase from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt, missing work, insurance companies acting like jerks? Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
Your home for the Oregon Ducks.
Part 2 here of 10 Toes Down. We'll get to closing arguments next to send you on your way. But these are 10 Toes Down, questions from you that we answer. No wishy-washy, no flipping around. It's 12:33, and we will talk about food.
Wow, breaking news.
Look at us, guys.
We're growing, guys. We're growing. We're getting older, getting wiser, understanding things a little bit better.
Unbelievable.
10 Toes Down, macaroni salad, coleslaw, or potato salad.
This is maybe
Mac salad without a doubt.
I'm going potato salad.
Mac salad, 10 toes.
Potato salad, and it's not even close. Red skin potato salad.
I'll bet you that both of you know where I'm going on
You're
this.
not going to go coleslaw.
You damn right I'm going coleslaw.
You nasty dude.
I like coleslaw. I don't like mayonnaise, and you can make coleslaw without mayonnaise.
Oh, God. Ugh.
Mayonnaise salads are disgusting, in my opinion. Mac salad is gross. I have a buddy who we do this. I've explained this to you before, the big drinking challenge, the Great American Challenge. It's X amount of beers per person, a food part, a weed part, and a puzzle part. One year, the weed part was a 3-gallon tub of Reese's potato salad, and I already hate potato salad. And I watched people eat that and throw up, and then on the drive home, I had to drive by a Reese's truck that had potato salad written all over the side. I will never eat potato salad again, and I will most likely never eat Mac salad again because I think mayonnaise salads are really, really gross. Give me the coleslaw all day.
You're like Dusty with pickles.
Give me the coleslaw all day. Oh, I don't like pickles.
Well, no, I mean, he threw them up, egregiously.
I also threw up vodka once, and I don't drink vodka anymore either.
Really?
No, I don't touch vodka. It's just like
if it's the only thing,
just like distilled ethanol.
It's the only thing to drink. You're gone for 2 weeks.
No martinis?
No, God, no. I guess I'll get some ginger beer, make some mules.
No, I'm saying
Solid.
vodka only.
Oh, gross. No.
No, you're gone for 2 weeks.
Nice time to sober up.
Really?
Yeah, dude. I really don't like vodka.
I don't buy it. 2 weeks stone cold. You do it?
If vodka's my only choice,
You have water and vodka.
oh, I'm gonna take a shot at that. Yeah,
HRD to the brain.
Whoa. I'm not doing that to him. We're not going plastic bottle. Bro. No. We're not doing the $7 gallon. Hard pass. That is ethanol.
Yeah,
That's
it'd be a good time to sober up. Now, when those 2 weeks are up, baby, it's on like Donkey Kong.
now. Blake brings up a great point here. Deviled egg potato salad, banger, but red potato salad. Woo,
I don't like deviled
buddy.
eggs either, man. Dude,
Again,
mayonnaise.
any Mac
It's
salad-
mayonnaise, man. Mayonnaise is gross.
Give me
You
Mac
don't
salad
have
with
to
a
do
beautiful
mayonnaise,
teriyaki chicken and some Hawaiian food.
I see. I just don't get down. I don't. That's a more mayonnaise based because you can do different bases in potato salads. You can go different things. I can't do Mac salad.
I also don't really love teriyaki. Hawaiian plates are a tough sell on me. Pineapple, I'm out. Mayonnaise, I'm out. Teriyaki's fine. It's just not my favorite.
Bro.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah, that's an island you'll have to sit on by yourself.
I've been living on this island for a very long time.
I can tell you right now, he doesn't go to islands because the man can't eat there.
Yeah, that's true.
No teriyaki, no Mac salad, no potato salad.
No, I'm good.
But you will get down on some spam.
Yeah. Like a
Some
spam
musubi?
musubi?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
YouTube, does Patrick have the palate of a 12-year-old? I mean, yeah.
I do not. No, there are just very specific things that I'm just not into. I don't like mayonnaise, I don't like meatloaf, and I don't like pineapple.
You're very
That's
much
kind of it.
You're
They're-
very much against what you don't like.
Yeah.
They are very much against you right
I
now. on
understand
YouTube.
that. Look, teriyaki
You
is
are way
fine.
too picky. Are we sure you aren't Canadian because you're being weird?
I mean, I'll take free healthcare. That'd be fantastic.
Yeah, but then you wouldn't have anything else.
Well, then don't start fights with people.
And then this text line coming in: baked potato over tater salad any day.
Oh, God,
Any day.
yes. Oh,
Any
yeah.
day. Any day.
Baked potato. The potato by itself might be the most versatile single food we have on the planet.
I really don't do cold potatoes. I think that's why I don't like potato salad. Cold potatoes are gross and mealy.
Well, you gotta cook them all the way. The people
they're still mealy though.
the people that do the crunchy potato.
Oh, I love a crunchy potato.
Ugh.
I'll take them all.
No.
I love that I'm being called picky because I don't like three things. I don't like meatloaf, mayonnaise, or pineapple. That's it.
Or teriyaki or mayonnaise.
Teriyaki's fine. I just don't order teriyaki.
Teriyaki really basic. I can do without it.
Chicken is fine, but when I go out to dinner, I don't order chicken. I'm going to get the duck or the lamb instead.
I do love lamb.
See, like that. I'm not picky. I just don't like three things that you peasants like.
There's
Now I'm
there's
getting
French,
elitist.
Patrick.
There it is. Oh, oui, oui.
Uh-huh.
Croissant.
Speaking of basic.
Take a cigarette right now. 10 toes down, rank the following celebrities who are all currently hosting shows on the History Channel. These are your options. David Duchovny, Ving Rhames, Henry Winkler, Lawrence Fishburne, William Shatner, and Dan Aykroyd.
Fishburne, Winkler, Ving Rhames, everyone else.
Wait, what was the framing for this again?
Rank the following celebrities who are all currently hosting shows on the History Channel.
Okay.
David Duchovny, Ving Rhames, Henry Winkler, Lawrence Fishburne, William Shatner, Dan Aykroyd.
Yeah, I think I nailed that.
Aykroyd, 1.
How you don't take the fish one is beyond me.
Fishburne. I mean, it's Dan Aykroyd.
It's Lawrence
Fishburne, bro.
Fishburne,
It's
2.
Morpheus.
Fishburne 2. I mean, Aykroyd's Aykroyd.
That's
man.
That's the pops from Boys in the Hood.
Fishburne 2. After that, it's kind of... I'll go Shatner after that just because that dude is zooted out of his mind now.
I will take Lawrence Fishburne 1.
I mean, Duchovny's dead last, though.
Oh, see, I love David Duchovny.
Yeah, but he's not beating Shatner or, again, this is the Fonz we're talking about.
Yeah, Winkler, yeah.
I'm going to take the fish, Ving, Shatner, Duchovny, Dan, Winkler. Wow. I'm not the biggest Henry Winkler guy in the world.
Why is that?
Hey.
Well, I mean, you could also go Waterboy Winkler.
That is true. He's also the principal in Scream.
He's also the
Henry Winkler
lawyer in Arrested Development.
And Henry Winkler getting stung by bees. Little Nicky.
I think I saw half of that movie.
That movie's
Like,
so bad.
I'm really good on this.
But why? Sorry, Henry.
Yes, very, very good on a movie like that.
Yeah.
Dan Aykroyd. I always have to remember that it's Chevy Chase that's become a POS, not Dan Aykroyd.
No,
I always
Chase
feel
hasn't
bad.
become one. Just always been
Yeah, I
one.
guess always was one. It's just front and center now. I always have to remember.
That's a tough one, too, because, God, dude, I grew up on Fletch and Funny Farm.
Dude, Chevy, I'm a vacation household.
Yeah, and
my family grew up on vacation households.
My brother's name is Clark.
Is it Clark?
Serious, Clark?
Is it Clark Griswold?
Also
Nobody
another
does
dude.
on the jersey.
Also another dude
I was
that's
just
become
saying-
crazy, Randy Quaid.
Oh, become? Yeah. That is the most acceptable non-sports sports jersey on the planet.
What?
The Griswold Blackhawks jersey.
That and the Vaughn jersey for Major
Yeah.
League.
And 99 Vaughn, yeah.
The Griswold is just a banger.
It is. If you lived in Chicago, yeah, that's a good
That's
one.
so
I guess
good.
you probably don't even have to live in Chicago to
that's
do that.
that's just like you're allowed to wear that one.
Could you get like a Griswold Kraken?
No, it's got to be.
If you're in
Blackhawks. It's
Seattle,
got to be Blackhawks.
A Griswold Utah Mammoth?
You know what I did see in the wild a couple months ago? A Willie Beeman jersey.
Steamin' Willie Beeman?
Steamin' Willie Beeman. I was
From
like,
the Sharks?
"Woo, that's a cut."
Steamin' Willie Beeman.
I was like, where did you get that? And I was like, oh, Timu. 100%.
Oh, right. Yeah. You can get anything you want.
Mm-hmm.
Truly can.
It's a beautiful thing.
We'll finish up with this one. 10 Toes Down. Spaceballs is the greatest Mel Brooks movie and better than Star Wars. Change my mind. You are incorrect on both of those, amigo. It's not even close. The best Mel Brooks movie? What, have you decided you're out on this? Oh, okay.
I'm kidding.
I was like, oh, Danny's gone.
No.
The best Mel Brooks movie for me? Ooh, I'm going to go Young Frankenstein. Rollin' the hay.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I also think Terry Garr is a smoke show of a babe.
Blazing Saddles.
Blazing is good.
Blazing Saddles is, and if everybody's like, well, it's race. No, it's not.
Blazing
it's
is fair.
It's a commentary on racism.
What can you quote more, Spaceballs or Blazing Saddles?
Blazing Saddles.
Blazing Saddles is more quotable, but
Spaceballs is much more quotable.
Spaceballs is one of my favorite movies of all time. I have a personal tie-in. Robin Hood Men in Tights is one of my favorite movies of all time because it's the last thing I did with my uncle before he passed. So I will put that one for me personally because of a million personal tie-ins.
Dave Chappelle's first credited film.
18-year-old Dave Chappelle. A chew.
Candygram. Candygram from Mongo.
I mean,
where all the white women at?
did you say, hey, Blinken or Abe Lincoln? There's so, like, that. I quote that movie. Spaceballs, I quote a ton, too.
Well, we have to comb the desert.
Has anybody got an S-load of dimes? Such a good line. I'm changing. It's Blazing Saddles. It's Blazing Saddles for me. That's good. And as far as Spaceballs,
the first time the
Star
sheriff
Wars,
shows up, Blazing Saddles, we can't quote it.
No.
But that might be the hardest I ever laughed at a movie the first time.
Moral of the story, it's Gene Wilder, who's the greatest human to ever walk planet Earth.
There you go.
See? Steady as a rock. Mm-hmm. This is my shooting hand. It's all shaky. So good. So good. And as far as Spaceballs being better than Star Wars, look, this is just you don't like Star Wars.
It's not better.
You can't have one without the other.
Yes, you can.
You can spoof it.
You can have Star Wars without Spaceballs. You can't have Spaceballs without Star Wars.
May the Schwartz be with you.
It's fun. I enjoy the movie. I don't dislike it.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, but that's just I hate Star Wars and I want to hate Star Wars.
No, look,
there's only one man who would give me the raspberry. Lone Star.
It went from suck to blow. I mean,
pretty good.
Spaceballs is. I am not. It's not a anti-Star Wars thing at all. But Spaceballs is incredible.
Ludicrous speed.
Yeah.
Go.
He went to plaid. I mean, I could sit here and do this all day.
That's how I am with Major League. One of my good buddies and I, we can quote Major League probably from start to finish if we really gave it a shot.
Are you saying Jesus Christ couldn't hit a curveball?
Oh, hell, Harris, don't start a holy war over here. That's 10 Toes Down. We do it every Thursday at 12:15. When we come back, closing arguments to send you on your way. The Firm, 105.1 The Fan.
It's time for Easy Play, brought to you by Home Z, making home improvement easy.
Wembanyama spinning. Oh, what a pass underneath the shin penny. Now Vassell has to put it up and hits the three as the shot clock buzzer sounds.
The quick reaction of Vassell to get that off. Just great awareness.
Dave Pasch, Doris Burke on the call as Vassell catches that ball in midair and drains a three. Everything was going the Spurs' way at home last night, and guess what that crowd was doing when they were up by 30? Cheering and standing on their feet. Take note, Blazer fans. This Easy Play brought to you by HomeZ. Use HomeZ's online calculator to estimate your project instantly. Make it easy. Call HomeZ. That's HOMZE. HomeZ.com.
We just finished our roof and siding with...
All right, that's going to do it for us. Closing Arguments brought to you by Leskin Law. Visit leskinlaw.com. For more information, coming up on the program tomorrow, we will have our court case in the Big Nooner. Was the Blazers season a success? Danny will defend that yes, it was, and I will come up with the argument on why it is not.
I'm interested because you sound like you're spicy for this one. I like this.
It's going to be spicy on my end, I'll tell you that.
I like it. Fight dirty.
I'll tell you that. I'm going to get into all y'all's feels real quick,
You
easy.
have to because, I mean, I beat you on Adam Silver on taking him as the good guy.
Yeah, that was dropped on my part.
So you got to get that. You got to get your lick back here.
I got some good stuff.
Okay.
I got some good ammunition. So we'll do that tomorrow. Max Bretos from MLS Apple TV. He'll join us to preview the Timbers matches. They will take on Sporting Kansas City this weekend. 7:30 kick, 6:30 pregame right here on the Fan, home of the Portland Timbers. We'll have him on as well. I do want to get to that Oregon State situation as
they found some money.
They found some money and see how that will continue. And maybe we'll have a little more Blazer chatter of going forward and not the previous Blazer stuff. So fun little Friday show. Should be a good time.
I would like positive Portland Blazers news. That would be fun.
I do not have any of that for you tomorrow.
Oh.
It is all doom and gloom.
I would very much not like to go, why are they doing the dumb thing?
And I wouldn't want Aaron Rodgers as my quarterback, but sometimes the dumb thing happens.
Just crap in one hand, wish in the other, and see which one fills up first?
I guess that's how we roll.
I got asked on the YouTube, 10 toes, will the Timbers sign a striker to score goals this season? No.
Yeah.
No. I think the squad you see is the squad you get. Now, who plays and who doesn't, that's a different situation. Who manages and who doesn't.
10 toes down.
That might be a different situation.
Kevin Kelski outscores Felipe Mora on the season.
Oh, that's easy. I think that's easy. That's an easy 10 toes down. Let's see. Do the Fighting Dundons keep their undefeated streak in the playoffs alive tonight? They're up 2-0 on Philadelphia, going back to Philly.
I mean,
I don't know anything about these teams. Carolina seems to be a wagon, though.
yeah, I mean, they were good all season. I mean, it's what you do all the work for.
Yeah, but it's too bad he's cheap and he'll never win a title. How many Stanley Cups would Tom Dundon have to win for you to respect him as an owner, Danny?
He could
do it here.
He could win 30 in a row, and I do not care.
30 Stanley Cups in a row.
Wouldn't care. Do it in this league.
How many Stanley Cups would equal one Larry O'Brien?
There's no number.
Wow.
Doing it in one sport is not doing it in the other.
That's some serious hatred there, man.
No, it's just
You should let some of that out, Danny.
I'm just saying, like,
Live a positive life.
do it here. That's the one that matters.
It would be cool. Although I think Carolina would really matter. I think they'd be real stoked to win one
Carolina.
over there.
Like, hey, look, if you're a Carolina fan, be thrilled. Cool. He's doing it the way that works in your league.
Say, when was the last Carolina title that wasn't college?
Oh, the Panthers went to 2 Super Bowls. The Hornets came to the playoffs almost for the first time since I was in high school.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Keep checking. There's no baseball team.
It's
I got nothing, man.
Carolina.
I got Duke and UNC. That's it.
That's it.
In college ball.
Yeah, that's tough.
Football, no. No football.
They've had a good little team in the NFL a couple times, but yeah, no.
Ouch.
Yeah, no. Look,
That's a championship-starved state right there.
yeah, I have nothing against the Hurricanes. Not at all. Go win. Would love to see it.
They're the only game on tonight, and they're the 5 o'clock game. Man, I really like the 7 o'clock hockey kicks. I really wish I could see that again.
Hockey kick.
Yeah, man.
Look,
Everything's a kick.
I like that.
Everything's a kick.
I'm-
Football, basketball, soccer, baseball, everything's a kick.
I don't think I'm everything a tip, but I think I definitely. No, I think I say puck drop, first pitch.
Last
kick.
championship in North Carolina was the Hurricanes in 06.
There you go. Boom.
So 20 years. That's tough.
Cleveland, Detroit tonight. Cleveland in Detroit down 1-0. Detroit actually looking like the 1 seed. Cleveland steal one tonight?
They can. Like there's still volatility in Detroit. I would like to see one team kind of put the hurt on the other here. And I think I kind of want to see Cleveland do it to see how Detroit responds.
I'd like to see Jim go like 3 of 15 tonight.
Ooh, stack up his 30th game of more turnovers than assists.
10 is what I got for him today.
33 and 10?
33 and 10.
Are you smoking rocks?
12 at the line, The rest he's actually shooting the ball well.
Is this Warriors-Grizzlies Game 6 tomorrow night that I can't wait for?
Oh, God. My brain short-circuited for a second, then I remembered. I was like, oh, God.
Ja dropping another 40 points tonight?
Yeah, the thing I love about that was like that Ja is just wildly efficient in all of these.
He is him, dude.
Yeah.
He just needed a runway in the playoffs.
Definitely didn't shoot under 40%.
Well, if he gave Shaedon Sharpe a runway in the playoffs, he'd probably have 40 points too.
I've seen that on Twitter plenty of times. It's been a fun time.
We'll lose by 60. The Lakers are in OKC tonight. Is there a spread small enough that would get you to bet money on this game?
I mean, it's 15.5. I'm not touching that.
But when does SGA take a seat on the bench? Is there 12 minutes left in the fourth quarter, which would be the fourth quarter? Is there 6? Is there 2? Is he benched in the third quarter because they're winning by so much?
Like, if you're giving me Lakers 15.5, I'm not taking the Thunder to cover cover that. That's just too. I wouldn't touch that spread no matter what.
I think. Anything,
for the Thunder side of things.
Anything under 10 I would touch.
Yeah.
For the Warriors. Yeah. Sorry, for the Thunder.
You monster.
I know, sorry. For the Thunder. They'll win by 10 tonight. They'll win by at least
You're
10.
locked into that Warriors-Grizzlies series.
Dude, Ja, man. Bring him to Portland.
Remember they're not worried about anybody in the West.
Bring him to Portland, dude.
Oh, God.
Ja and Damian Lillard, dude. Talk about fireworks. Closing arguments brought to you by Leskin Law. Visit leskinlaw.com for more information. Leskin Law's one-day divorce mediation, peace treaties, not war plans. Thank you for joining us today. We will catch you mañana. For Danny Marang, that's Casey Smith. I'm Patrick Harris. Go do something I would do.
Bye.